Hello, welcome. This is Maniac Sports. I'm your host, Maniac Tim. Uh, actually, it's Maniac Sports and more. Um, but hey, hope everybody had a great day. And hope everybody's doing good. This weekend, it we're just another day closer to the NFL starting, man. I wish I wish the NFL would start and continue all year round. Actually, if it was up to me, that's what it would be. Um, but unfortunately, it is not up to me to make those decisions. Um, Myself, I'm just going to make this statement too that I was very unsatisfied with the uh, United Football League, the way they went ahead and actually merged with the XFL, the USFL, and the XFL merged to form the United Football League, and I was very unsatisfied with not only the results, but with the way they merged, with the way they um, built their team, with the way they built their league. I felt they watered down what could have been a making of a good league, a competitive league, a league that people would actually wanted to see. I have no problems with Birmingham winning. They did what they did it. They won. They've been a powerhouse in the new United Football League as well as the United States Football League. Um, but yet they didn't compete against teams like when this was a when the USFL was league, a real league that was competing to be a league that was you know a league that could contend with just about anybody else, and that's what they were doing. Uh, they were a league that wanted to actually succeed and compete with the NFL, not just be a farm team or a farm system for the NFL. Now we got, you know, uh, and not even really a side farm team. You know, to me, this was a watered down version of what could have been something great. So, hey, welcome. Um, I don't think The Rock had a lot of say in it. I think this was more, even though it was deemed as a merger. I think it was more of a acquirement by the United States Football League, bailing the XFL out of a financial situation that was really not good. Uh, kind of like what the NFL did with the um, way back when the NFL went ahead and saved the American Football League way back even before I was watching. So so this really was not. Uh, and also, I want anybody to feel free to comment in the sections. Uh, I don't know what's all being seen. I tried putting things up, and I'm gonna go ahead and put a link in the show in case somebody does want to join. Feel free. Uh, I am looking forward to. I know we got training camp going on, or not really the full training camp, but we had OTAs and we have had other stuff going on. But I'm looking for when we get the full training camp going, uh, when we really get to see the the teams coming together. Uh, get to see the New York or the new look lines, the new look defense. You know, in your opinion, we already had the offense, and I really think that uh, if JMO can go ahead and step up and be that number two behind St. Brown, and just go ahead and really, really just you know, make this team his team and put aside all the bad stuff that has happened to him and his team in the past. Because, hey, it's time to move forward. It's time to just go ahead and take this to another level um, where we can see, much better. Um, okay, um, I've been. I don't know if the Lions are going to go ahead and actually be, get as great as a record as they had last year, because I do think that the NFC North has gotten to be more competitive. Uh, Jordan Love has settled in to the Green Bay Packers. You know, unless it was fluke at the end of the year, we don't know. But I think he has grown into it. Uh, I think Chicago still has, you know, Chicago to me it's going to be Chicago and Minnesota will be the question marks in the NFC North, because hey, Caleb Williams, you know, he definitely got the talent, and he had that talent in college, but this is a whole new different. The NFL is a whole new different ball game, and a lot of times rookie quarterbacks don't do well. Not to knock on not to knock on Caleb Williams' ability, but it barring what C.J. Strauss has done, he's really been that quarterback. He's been that exception to the rule. So, but yet alone, in talking to different Bears fans, and the Bears have a easy schedule. They do. Bears got an easy schedule this year, so they could end up being a force to be contended with. Hey, Detroit fan, man, how's it going? How's it going? Yeah, man, it's I'm tired as heck, and it's hot as heck in my house right now. But I hope things going well. Are you ready for? Uh, there ain't been on here too long or too much lately. I've been having some. Okay, I'm going to. I'm going to bed, but then I found I was going to go to bed, but then I found the Maniac. I've been it's been up and down for me lately. I'm not gonna lie, um, but things are starting to go better. Uh, please subscribe to also the YouTube, and not only Tim's Maniac Sports, but subscribe to Maniac Sports, because I kind of lost, as far as things go right now, I kind of lost access to do anything with Maniac or with Tim's Maniac Sports right now, as far as I gotta get with YouTube and see if I can get access back. But it was under a different email, and I'm trying to get that going again. But yeah, I can still broadcast on it because I use StreamYard. But I don't know if eventually I just might need to just go with straight main exports instead of Tim's main exports. But I mean, I'm man, it's hot in my house. But how have you been? How have you been? Are you ready? Are you ready for some football? I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to see the Lions go ahead and go ahead and just you know what the hell? It's about time they repeat what they did. You know, I know we're gonna there's better there's more competition. All right, thanks. There's more competition in the the NFC North now. Very much more competition in the NFC North. So if you look at that, um, cream rises to the crop, or cream rises to the top. Man, I misspoke that one big time. I sure did. I think you did too. But yeah, cream rises to the top, and I think that we can be that top. We can be that top team. We can go ahead and be that. I think I've been more ready for football. Yeah, I you I totally agree. I mean, and I'll tell you what, them just going ahead and sign, the Bates from the Michigan Panthers. I think this year we're gonna have a kicking game if we keep him, and I just you get that kicking game, you get the pressure on the defense, and also our secondary. If it's uh, much improved over what it was last year, you're going to really find something that can be special here. And I just really think that they're going to be a special team. And the one hurdle, that they really got to get over is, to prove this, is to have that year, that team that goes ahead and you win it, you come real close like we did this year, and then go ahead and actually be competitive, and not go ahead and have that 3-1 season like we have seen in the past. So that's really, to me, is going to be the gauge to see exactly how good the Lions have came. And it's and I'm not caring if they're going to be, 12, 12 wins this year, but if they can just take the NFC North, if they can take the NFC North and with whatever wins it's going to take, because I think the NFC North is just going to be real competitive against itself. You know, uh, because Chicago gave us trouble without Caleb Williams, but who knows? Caleb Williams may not uh, be that factor, that he was, that Justin Fields was right up off the start, too. Okay. Yeah, we got a couple hurdles, even outside of the division this year. Yeah, Seahawks, Cowboys, Brad Allen's, Stafford, kids, and yep, Niners, Super Bowl. Yeah, that's true. We do. Yeah, definitely. So it's definitely going to be, but we also got that the second best schedule in the NFC. So it's or the second not best schedule, but we were what I'm trying to say. We were the second. the you know the runner-ups to go into the Super Bowl, basically. You know, and yeah, definitely. So, and there's that hurdle, and anytime Matthew Stafford comes to town, it's going to be a fight. I have no qualms against Matthew Stafford when he's you know when he playing against another team. Hey, if he's going against Green Bay, I want him to beat Green Bay all day. If he's going against uh, Chicago or Minnesota, hell, let him be. Unless they're going to be that where we're like one win in order to beat them to go ahead and get that playoff spot, to get that ranking over him, you know, um, when it comes down to it all, I like Stafford as a person. I like him but he's not on my team anymore. I don't wish any badness for him. But you know what? If he's going to get in the way, there's just one thing. There's just one thing the Maniac wants to do with Matthew Stafford. If you stand in my way, we gotta knock you on your ass. And I don't care if it needs to be another divisional rival to do it. If you're standing in my way, if you're standing in my team's way to get to that Super Bowl or to get into the playoffs or to be in that seat, I'm going to root for your team to lose. And I'm going to root for that other team to go ahead and knock you on your ass. It's just what it's because I'm for whatever's best for my Detroit Lions. And Matthew Stafford, if it's knocking Green Bay out of my way, hey, yeah, more power. Go ahead and win that game. If it's knocking, if it's knocking the Seahawks out of my way, but if you're in the way, if the Rams are in the way of the Lions getting that first or second seed, if they're in the way of that scenario, then I'm just going to go ahead and say, hey, Master Stafford, I want your team to lose, and it's just because I'm a Detroit Lions fan. I'm Lions all the way. So but hey, if my team's not in there and you're in the Super Bowl, I'm gonna root for you. You know, unless you're the one that knocked my team out of the Super Bowl, then maybe I won't. But who knows? Uh, shoot, that might be a little petty, but hey, it is what it is. It is what it is. Uh, okay, but yeah, you're right. We do got and it's. I mean, heck, we got the So what have you heard as far as training camp? How are you feeling, in well, not really training camp, but the OTAs and stuff like that. How are you feeling about what the Lions are doing in there? I know there's been so many camps and stuff like that too. Uh, but hey, I'm just I really, 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 really want to um I just want to beat some damn I Lions need to make it into the playoffs. Number one, make it to the playoffs. Number two, get the NFC North title again, 2 years in a row. Always beat Green Bay. Always, always. I hope. I mean, hey, I think it's going to be competitive. But I'll tell you, if I'm wrong about something, I'm hoping. If I'm wrong, I want it to be wrong in favor for life. I just want the Lions to go ahead and actually, it would be great if they went ahead and owned the NFC North and took that step. And these players that as at least this year, that these players that we got to shore up that defense, and we get that kicking game and stuff like that, and we become that team. I mean, hey, sometimes you just gotta take the damn leap. Hey, Grandizer 12, how you doing? Uh, Sorry about the Latin language there, but yeah, how you been? Uh, it's been I had a lot of things going on, and I mean, I might end up. Uh, Granddad's 12, are you also signed up for the Maniac Sports one, not only Tim's Maniac Sports? I might need to go totally with the Maniac Sports instead of Tim's because right now I don't have access to the dashboard and stuff like that on Tim's Maniac Sports. So, but I can still, because I have StreamYard, I can still stream on it, but I had some issues with email that I can't get back to the dashboard. But Tim's Maniac Sports, eventually I might need to just, I'm probably going to still keep doing it on both, but oh yeah, I actually was going to go. Yeah, we got hit hard here on the storm, and I was without power for like 3 days. Yeah, I it was crazy. That storm, and yeah, usually when we get the power knocked out, it's usually on within a day and stuff like that. But I yeah we got hit and hammered pretty hard. And actually, I was gonna start streaming again that weekend, and I had no power to do any of that stuff. You know. Yeah, and it's there's been other stuff going on to it. Okay, cool. Thank you, Grant. Tim, I also heard that you got okay. I also got you got detained by the police for growling too loud. The neighbors had enough of you. That's a good one. I like that one. I like that one. That is a good one. Yep. Definitely the maniac quote. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. It's a good thing. I really don't. One fan said, "You stopped covering the lines. You became a Bears fan. Shoot me, shoot me before that would happen. There ain't no way in HEWHEL, well, double toothpicks that's ever gonna happen. No way, no way. I mean, I no, 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 definitely not. Definitely not a Bears fan. Um, if it's Bears against Packers, I'm gonna unless like I was saying before, unless it affects my standings, I'm gonna root for the Bears to beat the Packers any day of the week. But you know, if the Bears are in my way and I need the Packers to win, you know what I mean with whatever is best for my team. You know. Okay, Tim, Brett DeWitt. I think you know him. He's his area was in the news after the storm. His free fall. his tree. Okay, I'm not drunk. His tree fell on the neighbor's car. Wow. Yeah, and I can believe it. I definitely can believe it because shoot, uh, if you were seeing some of the damage there, it was it was we have had a couple different storms here that's been that bad. That's been bad, um, but they're usually very far and in between. We don't usually in Muskegon here. We usually don't get tornadoes because the dunes kind of protect us and they bounce over us more or less. So we're not ones that get hit by tornadoes or anything. But I'll tell you, some of the damage by this storm, you would have thought a tornado came through it. And there was one when I lived in my old house before too, where trees were falling down and stuff. But that was like almost 30 years ago. So I think uh, I'm gonna switch this up because it's gonna be easier. I'm gonna switch this one over here because it's gonna be easier for me to read that. Yeah, yeah. I think Brett said that you live far from him, so I figured you got hit too. Okay, didn't live far from him. Uh, the internet was out, damaged, etc. You were busy with that. Yes, I was. Yeah, internet was out. Our power was out for 3 days. It was everything, and it was, and yet I still had to go to work. Oh, yeah, totaled his neighbor's car, and she had just got oh my god, like 2 weeks ago, brand new, and man, I hope she had that type of insurance where it was replaced, because you know how those things uh, devalue once you get them off the lot. Sorry for all the caps. I hope it helps you in trying to read it. Yeah, well, I ended up putting on the bigger screen too. Thanks. Uh, there was no harm done with the caps. I do appreciate it. Uh, that Tim Brent said it was short of a rare storm, it was sort of a rare storm like microburst, but it hit a huge area. Figured it hit your neighborhood too. Yeah, it did. And I mean, if it hit my neighborhood too, and then I don't really live in the city of Muskegon or anything, but yeah, I went ahead and drove through, drove to the city, and I seen some of those trees last last week that, I mean, there's still trees and rubbish and stuff like that that has not been cleaned up yet. So yeah, so I think Brent said that his house was hit hard, but the neighbors were hit harder. He was in the hospital too. Wow, wow. Luckily, uh, my house didn't seem to, get really any damage from the storm, and I'm darn lucky there because of um, my I live in wooded acres, so it's not there's a lot of trees on my property, so I was darn lucky there. But to been spared that, to been spared any real damage to the house. Brett said, I think he was without power for 2 to 3 days. I can believe that he has a generator, so that helps. Yeah, I know we don't have one, so I mean, I had before this storm, it really wasn't necessary to have one, but um, it was things were just like I said, usually if we lose power, they have it up within a few hours. There's been other areas around that have had work, that's been without power a lot longer than we have during usual storms. But so really, I didn't see any need for to get a generator. But I'll tell you what, after what this went through, it really was not fun. You know, and of course it was stay off the phones or let you charge them in the car or at work or something like that, too. Okay, uh, work has been okay. Uh, they just updated some stuff. As far as on my two lines, they put brand new freezers in because where I work, I run two sausage lines, and there are I really can't say the name of the company that I work for, but we these freezers are bigger than my house. So yeah, they just it took them almost 2 months to put them in. It's 2.5 months. But so I'm just back doing my regular job. I was helping in other areas, so I didn't get laid off or anything. Oh yeah, Tim, I thought in Michigan having a generator is a must, especially with the wind and how cold it gets. The snow can really, really, uh, yeah, on the electric companies, I guess. Yeah, and yes, it can. But like I said, we've been when I first moved in this area, um, we had a few, you know, uh, power outage, and they put in like a high tension line and stuff like that, and things changed. It was like the power outages were very few and far between, which I can count myself lucky. Especially since the city of Muskegon is I don't live in that city, but I live in the outskirts of it, um, and being off the lakeshore and stuff like that, we do get a lot of snow. We do get a lot of lake effect snow. So we get hit a lot harder than what people do inland. Okay. I do want to thank everybody for coming and watching Tim's Maniac Sports. I also want to encourage everybody to subscribe if you are, watching or don't only subscribe to Tim's Maniac Sports, but also subscribe to Maniac Sports because it's just going to work out better on how I might need to go in the future. Uh, but I hope everybody's enjoy. But how have you been, Grand Rising 12? Well, it just there's been of course with St. Brown playing hurt like he was, you know, it just shows how much of a competitor he is. Uh, that has really caught my eye. You know, and I think it also shows, you know, um, that was mainly the one that caught my news or my I was basically that it was like yeah, which I did like that. Questions. Your thoughts on Cam Sutton situation? He got suspended. It was, I think it was 8 games. You think the Lions should have just held on to him? Well, there was a lot of pressure. I think the Lions should have, I would have liked to have seen the Lions held on to him at least until he turned himself in. Uh, but I think there was so much pressure on the team to get rid of him that, I think they had to. But because if they would have held on to, the way they were talking, and from what we were hearing from the media at the time, was that uh, this guy was going to spend a lot of time in jail and stuff like that once he turned himself in. So it looked like it was better for the team just to cut him, but of course he went ahead and went back to Pittsburgh right away because he did better with Pittsburgh than what he did. But yeah, I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Working at night, day off today. It's been over 110 Fahrenheit. Wow, degrees Fahrenheit degrees here during the day. So it's been sleeping a lot. Wow. I'm just glad because one of the things I was definitely glad that at least that storm that we had did not come during the heat wave because we had that heat wave like the week before, and so if it would have been without air conditioning, a fan or whatever, man, that would have been really bad. Uh, because we were like, and it wasn't no 110. I mean, even 90, 98 stuff like that. Around here with our humidity, it gets really uncomfortable. So that is one good thing, I guess, is that it waited a week before it actually ended up coming. Tim Rip, Richard Simmons. Yeah, I heard that. A man who inspired to work out in the 1980s. Yeah, sweating with the oldies was one of uh, his big deal household name. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I know. We were just my wife and I was just discussing that. She said, "Oh, Richard Simmons must have died." We seen that. We seen that on Facebook and stuff. So yeah, we all got. It's he definitely made his mark here. Uh, Made his mark in the 80s. And he was, yeah, he was really heavy at one time and stuff like that. So that did that did end up, he found a way to lose all the weight, but yeah, unfortunately he did pass. I remember the senior centers used to work out to his video in the 1980s. Yeah, yeah, I, yeah, yeah, definitely. They sure did. Uh, yeah, Tim Becker inspired all you Lions fans around the world to growl at the top of your lungs. Man, that was sick. Oh man, that's not gonna happen today. I don't know. My throat's too dry right now. But that was a bad growl. I got it. But yeah, definitely somebody needs to make that up for me. Yeah, somebody needs to make that up for me because yeah, that definitely uh was not the best growl that I have had. You know. Oh boy. Yeah, I see Kurt Steele and Mike and them all. They got their own new show, Boss Up, Bought Out. So I see they're back now. No big surprise. I always liked Richard Simmons. He never beat anybody who struggled with their weight. He didn't judge. He did great work. Yeah, that's true. Because sometimes um, when you had the problem yourself and you get over that problem, you end up um, being mean about it to other people. And he was never mean like that. That wasn't much of a grouser. I know it wasn't. I'll try it a little bit later, but yeah, it was not. Yeah, I heard Kurt Steele is back. Jeremy B had mentioned it. Yeah, he is. He's back, and of course Mike came back with him, and oh, I can't think of his name. Is also back with him. You know, um, what was his name? Roar! Man, I can't do it. I cannot get that right now. I can't get that deep roar, man. But you know what? I still gotta make up the shirt. I still gotta make up a t-shirt. Not come on there, not because what I want the Lions to do with Caleb Williams. I want the Lions to do this with Jordan Love. I want the Lions to do this with also Minnesota's new quarterback, even though he's a former um, Michigan guy. I just want them to knock those quarterbacks on their um, he, those on their keisters. That's what I want. I think I heard that Kurt Steele is back, but minutes minus his two co-hosts he had with. Well, actually, I don't know if they were just on one time, but he had his. They were maybe it was just because I caught one of his shows kind of when it was on, and I know LL Cool J and I can't think of Mike's last name, uh, but I know they were on a couple shows at least. Yeah, I think he did too. Yeah, he Michael Mike's been hey Detroit, is it? Yeah, Mike Jones. Yep. I that name was yeah, it's Mike Jones. Yep. Thank you. Yeah, I just I couldn't think of it, but yeah, it's you're right, Mike Jones. Shoot. But actually, I've been some has been I've been spending more time with my wife too, and when I got home, she's been awake more than of course me getting up early in the morning. That is not yeah I yeah Who's Mike Jones? Mike Jones was Coach Mike. Okay, yeah. Mike knows. Jones. Yeah. All right. Hey, Megan, how's it going? How's it going, Megan? Yeah, I've been seeing you quite a bit on Facebook. Hey, uh, I want to say it was a heart attack. It seems like it, yeah, I could be wrong about that, but it seems like it was a heart attack. Bad time to put great. No disrespect to that was just bad timing on my part. Yeah, I'm glad you were doing great. That you're doing great, but after saying about uh oh boy, I'm glad you're doing great. I know you're ready for the Seahawks. Oh, you got a new job, keeping you busy. 3.5 week margin and 12 weeks premium business. That too. Yeah. Wow. Pneumonia. My God. Wow. Wow. Migraines. Oh gosh. Yeah, yeah. Man, that I'm glad you're doing better now. Well, you know what? I uh, I wish your team well. Definitely. I'm glad you're excited. I mean, it's definitely great. But you know what? I still don't want you in my way. I don't want. I mean, I'll tell you what. Your guys, the Seahawks, have been a thorn in the Detroit Lions' side. Yeah, and I'm not going to go ahead and stick my foot in my mouth before the game, but I mean, there it's somehow Seahawks have the Lions number. I mean, it's they're just that's just something they have had the Lions number. Yeah. Wow. Hmm. Shoot. Okay, okay. You better watch that. You can get to. I mean, that hello. That could easily be sounding like some flirting going on there. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No. We're going to need to go ahead and break that. I mean, yes, yes. I mean, now we got to go ahead and break that trend. I mean, you guys have done it long enough. But it trends are meant to be broken, and and I may be eating my words after we play again. This season will be interesting for us. Wow, yeah, I'm sure it will. Uh, Maniac Tim coined the term those pesky Seahawks. Hell yeah, man! Roar! There, you made me growl finally. Oh gosh. Oh man. And what was weird is that was Jim's backup team too. That was I mean the Seahawks was Jim's backup team as far as for when because he was born in Bremerton, Washington, so you know but still shoot. But I don't see Megan on here. Did she block me? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? This year, where it could go either way. I think. Yeah. Yep. That's true. It could. Uh. Yeah. Flirt with Megan. Yo. Virtual hug. Okay. Okay. Do I need to make a private room here? I really think you could. I really. We'll see. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. But remember, we have Baby Raven D, Mike Max Ruse, even though he looks like my dorky brother. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I love it. I love it. There you go. Growl for me, Tim. Show me that you're still care. Yeah, making before you were here, man. My I tried to growl a couple times, and man, they were weak as hell. Weak. Oh my god. I don't. Oh boy. Wait, Tim. Do you have a backup team? Kind of hoping you don't. No, that was Jim's backup team. Uh, Megan, please plug your ears. I might have told you this before, but I kind of used to like the. I used to kind of like the 49ers a long time ago, but when Jim Hardball went there, I kind of left him.
Grant, I have one small phrase for you regarding flirting with. You are, just let me think for a moment, Tim. Hell no. Not if you were the last man on earth. And I hope I didn't block you, Grant. I don't think I did, but I can't see you on my. But I am on backup.
Uh-huh.
On a backup internet connection. So
Oh.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm on mobile, so I don't know. I hope I haven't, Grant. If I did accidentally block you, I didn't mean to. I'll see if I can unblock you, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, likely story. Now tell us the truth. No, I'm
I really do think the Lions, if they're going to beat the Seahawks this year, will be it.
I know you guys are building now.
Well, not so much we're building. We've got Sam Howell. I am really looking forward to seeing Sam Howell. As I said, I've come off a 3.5 week migraine and 12 weeks of pneumonia. So I'm better than I was, thankfully. But yeah, Grant, always a pleasure to see you, sir. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting for both of us this year. When I say both of us, I mean both teams. And yes, Mike McDonald looks like my idiot brother. No, he really does. It's actually, if you see well, let's put it this way. You've never seen Mike McDonald and my brother in the same place. No, Mike McDonald is not my brother.
Oh boy, I think I got something started here.
No, I'm really looking forward to this year. Yeah, can it be September already? Why are we waiting?
Hey,
Yeah.
let's play the season. Let's play the season. Yeah, right. Yeah, September. Okay.
Yeah, September,
I got that.
being the
Let's get it
start of the
started.
season.
Yeah, let's get it started again.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, okay, please don't ruin the Black Eyed Peas for me, Tim. Well, I mean, our training camp starts this time next week,
Wow.
26th, 25th, because I've got friends going to training camp. So it's
Wow.
starting to, to see how this all goes. Yeah. Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
you know what I'm gonna do?
I shudder to think.
I know. I'm
Keep,
gonna go
keep
ahead.
your trousers on, Tim. Keep your trousers
No,
on,
no,
sir.
no. This is what I think we can finally. I finally figured out a way to silence the 12. I'm gonna go ahead and find a judge and get a gag order for you guys.
They tried that. The NFL actually. No. In 1978, I think it was, when we were still in the Kingdom, or it might have been
Hmm.
early 80s, that the NFL had actually tried to penalise the 12s for making too much noise by taking downs off the Seahawks.
Hmm. Oh, they did that to the Lions
Kind of,
too. Yeah.
kind of didn't work, because instead of shutting us up, we wrote songs about it and just went louder. So, yeah, good luck.
Mm.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's not so much a question mark, Grant, because it all looks like it's fitting into place. But the question mark for me is, can we run the Ravens D? Have we got the players to? I think we have, and I think we can. But as one of my friends said on our Nest stream the other day, it's not going to click in right away. Like from game one, which is Denver again. Oh, let's
Oh,
go.
yeah. Yeah, I told
Um,
you about starting off with a
yes.
easy.
Oh, really? Denver, or as we 12s call it, the gift that keeps on giving, is coming back 2 years after they were last there. Um, yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
Grant. It's like with the Chargers now. Aaron Donald's not there. Exactly
yeah.
right.
Mhm,
Yeah, they got Harbaugh. Great piece for them.
mhm.
No, actually, the only Harbaugh I like is actually in Baltimore. But that's the thing, and I think you've got to give it some time. Do you give it a whole season? Maybe, but by about midway, you're going to want to have things in place if it's not working. Same with the Kraken this year. We've got two new coaches for the Kraken for hockey as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it plays out. Mark it here, folks. Super Bowl for Seattle in 2 to 3 years. Because this year, as Grant and I agree with, we're getting things in place. Second year consolidation, third year run. So, yeah.
But you got all these other teams that are doing the same thing. You know, so let's just face it. It's just like, I mean, lines have been building. All right, they're building, but that didn't stop Green Bay from building, and that's not going to stop, teams like Baltimore Ravens and stuff. Now, salary caps can change things and stuff like that.
I think
And of course,
the only team I know for sure that's going to tank this year in the NFC West is
mhm,
the Cardinals. That's the only one I'd be willing to bet will tank. As Grand rightly said, the Chargers are going to be an unknown
mhm,
quantity without Donald. Seahawks are rebuilding with new coach, new lines. The only one I would feel sure for, and even then it's a bit of a dodgy sort of connection, is the 49ers. And the 49ers are going to be dependent on how Purdy does or does not do.
right.
So the only thing you could say, speaking for the NFC West, that you know for sure, is Cardinals are fourth in the division. Everything else. I don't say that to be malicious. I think the two Cardinals games on our schedule and go, right, that's at least 2 wins for us. But then last year, the Cards in that second game gave us a shit scare. So, but as again, I'm always reminded on any given Sunday or Thursday, any team can win. So I say joking, well, half seriously, that the Cardinals are the only two we'll get for sure. Maybe. Not really, Grant, because we lead the division for a couple of weeks every year. We don't maintain it, and hopefully that will start changing. So, no, it does not boggle me. We've won championships. We can do it. We haven't done it for a while, but we're turning things around. And the next 5 years for the Seahawks will be the years where we can easily win a couple of divisions and easily 1, possibly 2, dare I say even 3 Super Bowls in the next 5 to 10 years.
Well, one thing.
If they're not one of the... What's that? Sorry, Tim, I was just going to say, if they're not one of the worst teams in the league, the Cardinals, they're one of them for sure. And yes, no, I won't say that. Sorry, Tim, go ahead.
Oh, well, one thing for sure is you got high hopes. But you got facts. You got facts and things working to prove.
I think
I
think there are some 12s thinking we'll make a run to the Super Bowl this year. I'm going to be surprised if we get to second round of the playoffs, being the first year. If we do, sweet. I'm not going to complain about it. But I think you have to temper it for the first year, maybe the first 2 years. You really have to temper expectations and be realistic. 3 to 5 years, yeah, we'll make a run. We'll make probably a run for 3 years. But this year, nah, I don't see it. I've got us at 9 to 12, maybe first week, maybe for the playoffs.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. Wow. Now, isn't your brother like a Cardinals fan or something?
Yes, he is. My brother is the Cardinals fan, but this handsome little chap, hang on, let me get rid of that, is his son, who yells, "Go Seahawks" and "I love Blitz" to his father, Blitz being our mascot,
wow.
to annoy the hell out of his father because he knows Auntie Meg loves Blitz. And his father's like, I hate you. and he's also a Cardinals fan in the baseball as well, where Oliver and I are Yankees, Mariners, and Dodgers. So, yeah. But yes, my brother.
How could you be the evil empire, the Yankees fan?
Two words for you. Aaron Judge.
Okay.
I should say the gorgeous Aaron Judge. How many words is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 words. The gorgeous Aaron Judge. And Giancarlo Stanton and Juan Soto. They're my boys.
Okay.
Ooh. Grant, are you asking for this year? Because I would say it's slam shut this year. Maybe that much open, realistically. If you're talking in the next 3 to 5 years, the next 2 years, I'd say halfway open, 3 to 5 years fully open. But if you're talking this year, no. For this year, Grant, no, I don't see how it can be. Too many unknowns. If Mike McDonald had been here a couple of years and gotten the baby Ravens D in line already, I'd say 3/4 of the way up, maybe fully up, but it's first year. And everyone's like, oh, yeah, but you were rebuilding with the Wilson trade. Yeah, that is true, but with a different coach. Yeah, as I said, if the Cardinals are not the worst team in the NFC West, who is? And if you say the Seahawks, I will kill you. Yeah, I would certainly have the Cards with the Steelers. Although I like the Steelers, so maybe not. How will the
But the Steelers are in the
operate,
AFC.
or will? Yeah. I don't think that. Again, I think it's too early to say that it'll be a top 5D this year. Again, you need to give it some time. Yes, I did see Jamal signed with the Titans. I have friends that are Titans fans, and I'm like, good luck. Best of luck with Jamal. But I will say, to the Titans' defense, they didn't pay the ridiculous amount the Seahawks did. So I was like, how? I do like the Titans, and I have a Seahawks Titans poster for the first game back from the pandemic framed on my wall. So I will say that I kind of like the Titans, but it's kind of like Denver getting Russell. You wish him the best of luck and hope it fails miserably. Yes, but I did see that, Grant. Look, I like Jamal. I've got his Funko figure, the pop figure. I've got it sitting on the shelf. So it's not that I hate him. I hate that the Seahawks wasted so much time and money for him. He did. And see, that was the frustrating thing, because I did hear Brandon say that, and I heard Brandon Kane say it as well. What was so frustrating about Jamal is you wanted to hold on that for as long as you could to get him back. But the problem was, when you got him back, he, being made of glass, he shattered. So it's like, yeah, and Pete Carroll said it. He's like, I'm waiting as long as I can. But then you have to cut your losses and go, well, okay, we still need a safety. Yes, we can put Jamal to the practice squad or whatever. But then have a look at the contract. The contract was insane. Right. And that was the problem, because then it becomes that you have to wait to get some value back on a trade, as Denver did, as Denver thought they had with Russell, but didn't. Then you take the cap hit as Denver, the insane cap hit that every 12 was screaming, going, for the love of God, don't, and you don't get the value. And that's the problem. And this is why there was talk, well, there was on our stream at least, I don't know if you guys have heard about it, quarterback salary cap. I come from the land of salary, and I have no problem with it, because then because Russell, sorry, Tim, go.
Actually, I do. Because then you have teams like Jerry Jones. I really have a problem with that, because you do gotta try to keep the teams competitive and stuff like that.
But that's what the cap will do. That's what the cap will do. It will put an upper limit. You can only spend this, for your whole.
Kind of.
Sorry, let me explain. No. I'm not talking about because you're right. You have your owners like Jerry Jones. Now, what a cap will do is it'll say, right, the Lions, the Seahawks, you've got $300 million, for example, to build your team. If you blow that on your quarterback, that's it. Right. You do not get to spend any more because you've blown it. Now, for me, I come from rugby, where the Russell Wilson contract would pay for 2 rugby teams of 26 players each. Right. So to me, this can only be a good thing, because Russell would say, "Oh, you're not building your team for me." Well, you're taking 3/4 of the cap, dude. How the hell are we supposed to do the maths? It doesn't work. Where now, as a GM, I'd say, this is all I can offer you under the cap. Take it or leave it. If you don't take it, we'll find someone who will. because I still need to get a safety, 3 receivers, 2 tight ends, or whatever you need.
Yeah,
And because your
mhm,
point about Jerry Jones is exactly why it needs to happen. Because
right.
you get these insanely rich people dropping coin on people like Russell Wilson, and then
Mhm,
like the Steelers, the Cards, those bottom end teams who can't get anyone to come there, don't have the money to pay for them, even if they did.
right.
That's why I'm saying go for it. We've had it in rugby, we have it in cricket. A lot of the sports I follow down here have had salary caps. Rugby league, rugby union, cricket, soccer, I think has got one. So I'm screaming for it, and I've said it like one player gets the equivalent of 26 players. How's that fair?
Now, one thing, and yeah, that's definitely a great point and stuff like that too. But now it's trending to where the second highest, besides the quarterbacks, now are becoming your all-star wide receivers as far as in getting the big money and stuff like that too. So eventually, you may need to have salary caps by position or what. So how
Look,
far do you take this? You know.
I would ideally, I would say salary cap for every position and for your practice squad. The
Hmm.
only time, for me, the only time it may not come into play is if you put a player on IR and, say, bust my shoulder, I'm out for 16 weeks, I can't give you a return, or I'm
Hmm.
out for a season and you've paid me, say, 32 million out of your cap. And
Hmm.
also, what would come into it as well, Tim, is if it's front loaded, back loaded, if it's an
Right.
extension. So there's a lot that would come into play. And I'm sure the owners and the GMs would sit down and talk about it, to have, the outline and the guidelines in place for how it would work. What that is, I think they're still deciding. But in terms of something like that, which, as I said, I've watched rugby most of my life,
Hmm. But
at least
would wouldn't there need to be a collective bargaining agreement with the
all of that would have to come
players
in place.
players
All of
association
that
and
would have
stuff?
to
Yeah.
be in play,
Hmm.
because then you're going to have the Players Association going, well, yeah, we like this, but we don't like this. You're going to have the owners going, well, hey, if we're paying for you guys, man, we want to. So all of that would come into play, I would assume. Um, and
You
as
know.
I said, this is only something I heard tossed. Someone asked me on another line stream, being Australian, and as I said, with all the sports we've got the caps down here for, they asked my opinion on it, and I said exactly what I just said to you. So, yeah, as I said, I sit here as an Australian who's, as I said, spent almost um, no, I was cleaning my glasses because I got a glaring, dirty fingerprint right on my eyeball.
Wow.
Well, but I can take them off, Grant, and throw them down on the desk, but not be looking anywhere near where you actually are, because I cannot see without them. So yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I have a problem without it, because then you get these. I mean, you get the people like Tom Brady who'll always seem to take a discount, and that's rare. But then you get the Russell Wilsons bitching and moaning, excuse my
Yeah.
language, that you're not building a team. Well, it's like, it's not that we don't want to, it's you're taking the money, so we
Hmm.
can't.
Well,
And
it is
that's
like to prove your point though, and sorry for interrupting you, but
no, no,
it's like what Aaron Rodgers did when he got paid. They let Adams go because he had to go ahead and get paid for Green Bay. He wanted to take all that money and stuff like that. So they you know you, one of the reasons Brady's team and the Patriots were so successful was because they had that Brady discount. They didn't, he didn't do it like what
exactly.
Mahomes did, Wilson did,
And that's my
Kyle Murray
point.
did. Yeah, yeah,
Belichick and who's the owner of the Patriots? His name's gone. Um, yeah. Anyway, the owner, whoever
yeah,
he is,
yeah,
Robert Kraft.
yeah, crap,
Can Was it Kraft? Yeah, Robert
crap.
Kraft.
Yep.
He could build the teams, was because Brady would be owed the big coin and deserve it. Let's not
Mm-hmm.
kid ourselves. But he'd be like, you know what, Bill, you said you needed 2 new wide receivers or what. Hey, listen, I'm willing to let this go till next year or 2 years, whatever
Mm-hmm.
whatever you need to do. I'll do that. You get what you need to have around me. I'll win you the Super Bowl however many times. And that, to me, not only is it smart economically, it's smart to build up the reputation of the player in question. In this case, TB.
Mm-hmm.
And if more players did that, you wouldn't have such trouble with a contract like Denver is now chewing on for the next at least 3 years, I think it is, with the
Mm-hmm.
Wilson trade that went south. As I said, all of the 12s in Seattle were being called salty because, oh, you just lost your quarterback. No, we've just spent 10 years watching him show that he is so not worth this money. But Denver needed something to happen quickly,
Mm-hmm.
thinking it was Russell, based on past performance. We're all sitting there in Seattle going, yeah, good luck. And what was more insane about that contract is they paid him $280 million sight unseen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I had watched a couple of games, if I was the ownership or the GM watching him play and go, yeah, half of that, a quarter of that, happy with, but 280 million for that. And you saw it when Nathaniel Hackett took the ball out of his hand in that first game in Seattle and gave it to McManus to kick. He was never making the kick on the thermals at that end of Lumen with the coming off the sea breeze, but it showed you what he thought straight up. I'm not risking this. I'm going to get a Hail Mary kick at best.
Now, what I think what I think the NFL should do with these games that are played, like in Europe and in other countries, I think because right now what they do is they alternate, of course, from the AFC and NFC as far as
Mm-hmm.
for the 16 and the 8 games and the 9 games. Instead of doing that, just go ahead and for that other game, every team gets 8 home games. All right. Then you go ahead
Yep.
and with that 17 game, you go ahead and put in another country to
That
fill the
won't work
NFL.
for a team like Seattle. No, it doesn't work for Seattle because we already travel at least 17,000 kilometres in a year, or 17,000 miles in a year. We did the year which was the year I was in Seattle in 22. We had the game in Munich. Now, we
Mm-hmm.
ended up capitulating in that game. And Australia has actually had NFL games. I went to one in Sydney I think it was 2016, 2014. Yeah, I would too.
Mm-hmm.
The time difference and jet lag, which I can verify from the States, only the West Coast granted, is a bitch. You would have to be there 2 weeks in advance, unless you did it the first and maybe the last game of the preseason. It would not work logistically with time differences and jet lag. It took me 6 weeks, given that I had the pandemic when I came back from Seattle, to be totally over the trip. It took me 3 weeks in LA to be over jet lag totally, and then I went to Seattle, which is why I went for 2 months, like a month in LA and Seattle to get over jet lag. So I love the idea that we're getting an academy here in Australia for our AFL players like Michael Dixon, who try as
Right.
Michael did and failed at the AFL and then thought, hey, NFL kind of looks, hey, I can kick a ball, 200 metres. Yeah, why not? But I think logistically, the only places it's going to really work, South America, yeah, Argentina. Argentina, I could see, like South America, Argentina, Uruguay, those kind of places. Yeah, Chile, maybe. But you also have to look at what the viewing ship is like. For that game in Munich, with, forced plague, I had to be up at 11:30 to sit up till 4 o'clock to watch the entire game. I crashed in the middle of it and got it on replay. So, I'll put it to you this way, Grant. For a 10 a.m. game in Seattle, the Concorde has been out of service since the late 80s. It's the supersonic plane you're thinking of. It has not been in service since the 80s. For a 10 a.m. game in Seattle, I am up at 3:30, and that's most Sundays your time. I am up at 3:30 on a Monday to start my week. So logistically, like, I don't mind that. I sit up for the 4 days of the draft without sleep. So I'm willing to do that. I'm probably the exception, because I know even among the Aussie 12s down here, not many will be doing that. So I would love to see Australia too, Grant, but it just doesn't work logistically. I think Europe, as you've seen in London, how successful it's been in London, that Munich game for the Seahawks Bucks 2 years ago sold out within 13 minutes. Yeah. Well, yes, I was going to say he was there in Kitty Hawk with the box kites and whatnot with the Wright brothers. So, yeah, I'm not surprised he would have flown on the Concorde. But, yeah, I'm open to I'm open to expansion down here, but you would have to have a base of operations in somewhere like South Africa, which is only, I think, 12, 13 hours across the horizon. So I'm not saying it can't be done. I'd love to, but you'd have to look at the cost of it. That Munich game cost an insane amount. They got it back, but I don't see it happening in Australia, even though we're getting the academy, I think by, I want to say 2030, the academy will be in, I think it's Sydney. But that's more training than having a team. Yeah. So
Megan, okay, what would you do? Okay, and I think you would probably have mixed feelings about this, but I think you'd lean towards the Seattle way. What would you do if the Seahawks moved to Australia?
I'd be happy for it. Again, I don't. Well, I'd want them in Seattle. Because in 2006, before Paul Allen took over, we were going to LA. Ken Behring was taking us to LA. I don't think you would have to really heavily convince the Seattle-based 12s and the Canadian 12s, the 12 North, that it's a good idea to bring them to Australia, and you would have to do a very hard sell. Now, if you're asking for a feeder team, meaning a team like a second-grade team, like, your AAA or your AA in baseball here in Australia with Australian players, I can see that happening, and then have them go to Seattle and, try for the draft, or,
have them start like a farm system.
Yeah, a farm system. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, have a farm system or something like that in Australia. Have one in England, one in Germany. For the Hawks, because there are players, as I said, Michael Dixon, Daniel Falale playing for the wide receiver for the Ravens is from Melbourne. So there's interest here for it, but to move the Seahawks, move the Lions, or a team holeless bowlers from their base of operations in America to Australia will never happen. The fan base, the 12s, well, I mean, the Lions Nation wouldn't allow you to move from Detroit, and rightfully so. Yeah. The 12s fought tooth and effing nail when Behring wanted to take us to LA. And had to do a hard sell on Paul Allen, of all people, who was like, "Yeah, I want you to stay, but I don't want to be involved unless I have to." And then he said, "I'll be involved by doing this." And of course, he built
Mm-hmm.
VMAC, built VMAC out of Britain to his specifications, built Lumen Field after the implosion at the Kingdom. So I don't think. Well, in fact, I know the Seattle-based 12s would never let them move, but I'm quite sure they would be willing to at least consider a feeder team, as you said, a farm system or something in countries where there is a fan base, whether that's Australia, Germany, the UK,
Mm-hmm.
wherever. But see, the Seahawks will never, and I will say it now because there's talk that Jeff Bezos is going to come in when Jody Allen sells, which makes sense. I hope it's Steve Ballmer because I'm not fond of Bezos. That's a whole different thing. But it's going to be whoever has the Russia's national animal is the bears. I think he would be referring to Siberia, which would be the punishment, but the bears would actually enjoy it because doesn't it snow in Chicago? But yeah, the 12s, to answer your question, whether Seattle would move from the Seahawks, the 12s would never allow it. Never,
Right.
ever allow it.
Well, I just wanted more or less on how you
Oh,
personally
how I
would
would feel as
feel
a 12.
because you'd be able to go
I'd be
get
able to say,
season tickets and stuff like that. So that's I
I
will
can
tell you
do
what
that.
they think.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
If you're asking me, no. I'm a
Okay.
dyed-in-the-wool Seattle Seahawk 12.
Okay.
Seattle
Hmm.
Seahawk being the operative phrase.
Okay. All
It
right.
would not be the Australian Seahawks because that's not the team. It is
Yeah.
this.
Right.
Australia's national, we have two, Grant. We have the kangaroo and the emu. And they are on our national coat of arms because they do not move backwards. They are physically unable to move backwards, and they are our two national animals. So the bunyip is actually an animal that is based in fiction. There is no such animal in us. There is the fable of the bunyip, but there is no such thing. So, but to answer your question, Tim, me as a 12, no.
Okay.
I will leave, and I would promise you this: if they ever move the team out of Seattle again or tried to, I'm done as a 12 because
You know what?
as I said, I'm not an LA 12. I am an Aussie 12, as my phone tells you.
Mhm.
But I am a 12, and the 12s are in Seattle.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what that I give you a lot of credit for that, but because that's one thing. I'm a Lions fan throughout and through, but if they ever move out of Detroit, no, I won't be a Lions fan anymore because
Yeah,
I mean
because it's
that's a
not your
slap. It's a
team.
slap. Yeah, that's a slap in the
It's not
face.
your team. Yep,
Hmm.
yep. Yeah, it would take a lot, like the Jalen Carter near miss a couple of years ago in the draft, for me to
Hmm.
say I'm out on the 12s.
Right.
But being moved from Seattle for money or, some bullcrap choice or decision, yeah, as
Right.
I said, it's not, like you said, you wouldn't be, if the Lions were anywhere but Detroit,
Right.
you're not a Lions fan because that's not your team. You're a
Right.
Detroit Lion, which means the
Hmm.
Lions have to be in Detroit. Same
Right.
with me and the Seahawks. The Seahawks are in Seattle, or I'm not interested. Santa Clara is closer, though. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's a fair point. But as a friend of mine who lives in LA said, you can sneeze and hit San Fran from Santa Clara. Now, I've not sneezed because I've not been to Santa Clara, being that it's the 49ers home ground. No, thank you. Yeah, where the
Oh yeah.
the Colts were in Baltimore. The
Mhm.
Titans, they weren't always in Tennessee. Look at
They
baseball. The
were in
Dodgers,
Houston. They were. Yeah.
Houston, thank you. Yes.
Hmm.
The Oilers in hockey were not in Edmonton. The Kraken were the Metropolitans before they became the Kraken with the expansion team, and actually won the first US Stanley Cup.
And the
Was
Ravens were the Browns.
Yeah, I mean, it goes
They were,
on,
yeah.
but if the Ravens ever, well, the Ravens can't leave Baltimore because the connection with Edgar Allan Poe goes. The Seahawks can't leave Seattle because the 12s will be like, yeah, right, no. I remember the Cardinals when the Cardinals were a good team. Wait, no, I don't. Never mind. The Titans with the Houston Oilers and Steve Largent, the Seahawks' greatest wide receiver, was drafted. And I bet the Oilers are, well, now the Titans are still kicking themselves in the butt for letting Largent go. And it goes on and on. But no, to answer your question, Tim, if the Seahawks move from Seattle, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of dyed-in-the-wool 12s like myself would say the same. But that's what it, if you're asking me what would it take for me to give up on the Seahawks, a move from Seattle. Absolutely. Yep.
Right. Well, I was just wondering if it, I mean, and mine would be because you're in a different country. If they move to your country, your city, you could see them.
No,
but you're still more of a Seattle fan. I mean, you answered that question, you know.
Yeah.
So you're
I love
Mm-hmm.
I love all the teams in Seattle: the Kraken, the Mariners, the Seahawks, the Storm, all in Seattle, and that's why. I follow those teams because of the base in Seattle. Because Seattle is one of my favorite cities. So, yeah.
Now and also Oakland moving to the Raiders moving out of Oakland twice.
Ravens moving the Oakland.
Not the Raiders. I mean the Raiders. The Raiders. I meant to say.
The Raiders. I mean,
the
look
Raiders
at the.
Moving out of, but I'll tell you where the city of Oakland is right now. I wouldn't blame them if they would have did it right now because their crime rate is just way too high.
It's horrendous.
But, so, but as far as for when they moved to Las Vegas, that was just all about money.
Yeah. And Grant just said if the Dolphins ever moved out of Miami, you'd find it hard to be it. It's not that you don't like the Dolphins as a team, but you like it because they're in Miami.
Right.
Like I said, all my teams are in Seattle and I have a love of the city. Would I go for the Kraken if they moved out of Seattle? Maybe, but it would be hard to because I was one of the first 32,000. You know how we have the 12s for the Seahawks, the 32s are for the Kraken. I was one of the first 32,000 who threw money down to become a member on that expansion year. So I'm not saying I wouldn't, but it would take a lot for me to do it if it ever happened, and it might because they're there for at least 10 years, if not longer. But to answer your question, hell no. If the Hawks ever left Seattle, no.
Right. And I and especially when the cities support. I mean, if you can see if the city's not supporting them and stuff like that. But the 12s have been behind them. The fans have. At Detroit have supported them through thick and thin. One thing good that the NFL did for Cleveland when the Browns moved and became the Ravens was they did go ahead and they gave them an expansion team right away.
Yeah. To answer your, sorry, Tim. The Kraken is a fictitious squid-like creature, which is why we're also called the Squid Squad, from Norse mythology.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the S, which is the Metropolitan's S on the Kraken jersey, there is the red. Hang on, Tim. 1 moment. I need to grab a can of Coke and my Kraken jersey. I did see that. Just let me grab my jersey. I'll be back in 1 second, Tim. Sorry.
Another fictional creature. Yeah, so the Krakens wasn't it a mythical creature that Zeus let out, or Poseidon let out to go ahead and destroy some of the followers because they quit following him. Release the Kraken. He's one. Krakens are one of the titans. Are a titan. Um, So, oh yeah, that did sound good. Let's go. Hey, let's go ahead and let's. Okay, here she comes.
Okay. So this is my coach's jersey.
Mm-hmm.
That's our ex-coach, Haxton. Now, okay, two things to note on the S. That is the original S of the Metropolitans, which was the team before the Kraken.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the Kraken here. And when the team skates out, the tentacles actually look like they're breaking the ice, and they don't actually. It's a projection that it looks like the ice is breaking, but it is from Norse mythology. It is if you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean, there is the Kraken, and why the team is actually called the Kraken is because Jerry Bruckheimer, the director of the Pirates of the Caribbean movie, well, he's about a 3/4 owner of the team. So, yes, release the Kraken. That's our war cry, release the Kraken. I did like Clash of the Titans. I liked, kind of liked the Pirates of the Caribbean, but yeah,
So if now the one thing in Clash of the Titans, the one Titan that went ahead and defeated the Kraken was
the Kraken was defeated. The Kraken was defeated in Pirates of the Caribbean too. I kind of felt bad for the Kraken, but
but in the Clash of the Titans, there was Medusa that went ahead and turned
Medusa, yes, the snake-headed lady.
So I guess maybe the Red Wings ought to change their name to the Medusas.
The Red Wings have no freaking chance. Their draft sucked. But yes, to answer your question, Grant, a fictitious creature from Norse mythology. It's actually, if you read the legend of the Kraken, it's actually frightening. So. No, can't have peanuts. Don't want popcorn. Where's the rum? And the Kraken, one of the hospitality sponsors for the Kraken at CPA is Kraken rum. But got an empty bottle
of that right now.
I could go with Kraken rum and coffee, but I need to buy a bottle. So yeah, it's actually the spiced coffee and rum. I'm not a huge rum drinker, but I'll do 4 shots of that in a row. So yeah. But,
So I heard there is going to be a new team in the
Utah. Utah was announced before the draft lottery. Yeah, which is ridiculous. Well, not ridiculous for Utah. I'm happy Utah got their team, but the Kraken's only been here 3 years, and you're putting a team in Utah. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with the team being in Utah, but it's like, literally, you've given us 3 years. Okay, made the playoffs year 2, which was a surprise, then failed this year. And you're going to slap a team pretty much next door to the last expansion team. But having said that, when you look at where else it could have gone, because it was Vegas, Kraken, Utah in that order. Yeah, another team on the west side of the country. That's my point. So it's like, isn't there anywhere on the east side? I don't know that could have gotten a team. And I'm surprised 2 expansion teams within 5 years is surprising. because Vegas was 16, 17, so that's 7 years, and then you get 2 in quick succession, which makes me think that there probably won't be another expansion team within 10 years.
Probably.
But we'll see. But I love my hockey. I'm missing hockey too. Baseball's getting boring. The Mariners, don't get me talking about it, Tim, or I will need to go and get some rum.
Hey, I'm a Tigers fan, so I
my condolences. Okay, I feel slightly better.
Yeah.
We got beaten by 2-1 by the damn Angels this morning. It's like you're kidding.
Now, if I owned the team, I'd call them the Devils just so that you could go ahead and beat those Angels up. No.
But New Jersey has the Devils in hockey.
I'm not. I'm talking about in baseball. But,
in baseball. I don't mind the Mariners. I like the Mariners as a name. But I'm a Yankees fan. As I said, 2 words. Aaron Judge. Oh, actually, 4. Giancarlo Stanton. Oh, another 2. Juan Soto. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. When I was in Seattle, I intended going to a Kraken game, and even for the nosebleed seats at CPA, because there's only 17,000 seats in that stadium, you're looking at $200 for the nosebleeds. Now, to say I was there to see a Kraken game, even in nosebleed seats, I'm not complaining about that, but I want to be more or less, maybe not at ground level, but close to. I'm not dropping $385 Aussie, no matter how much I love the team, and I adore the team, but yeah.
Yeah, pretty soon you're going to, basically now you got to be rich in order to go to sports.
I got, as you know, the end zone seats under the 12s flag behind the goalposts for my friend and I at Lumen. And that was, I'm trying to think, $375 for the 2, which surprised me for those seats.
Right.
Now, $375, but having said that, the difference between Lumen and CPA, as I said, CPA's grand capacity is 17,100, I think, and Lumen 68,500. So that's yeah. Oh, you like the Coyotes? Oh, grand! Here I am complaining that I'm a long-suffering Maple Leafs fan. 1967.
Oh wow.
Oh, yes, but I'm going to be back this time 2 years in Seattle, and I am seriously considering going to hockey and Seahawks training camp if I can get there. So yeah.
Wow. That sounds fun.
Yeah, the Seahawks turn 54 months before I do, so I'm going back to Seattle to catch up with everyone and go to training camp for the Hawks and hopefully be there in time for development camp, because my goddaughter has started playing for the junior Kraken. They're like under 12s team or some school team that feeds into the Kraken. She did tell me what it was. And our new female coach actually trained her for a time. Jessica Campbell trained LJs for a time. And yeah, she's now the assistant coach. So yeah. Oh, you're a Sharks fan. Oh, that gets better. San Jose. The only good thing about San Jose, Grant, is they skate out to the theme from Jaws. That is no, I'm not kidding. A friend of mine was there, and she said, because I love Jaws, it's one of my favorite movies, and she sent me a clip of them skating out to the theme from Jaws. I'm a Kraken fan. No, actually, not. Well, I am a Kraken fan, but the Kraken are actually my second team, Grant. My first team is, as I said, 40-year veteran of being a long-suffering Toronto fan. Yeah. Matt Sundin, my boy. Matt Sundin was the reason I started watching the Leafs, and I'm not going to hold my breath for a Maple Leafs Stanley Cup win anytime. Because I'll be about as blue as the colouring in your end zone there.
So the mega, hey, you know what? That's
Megalodon. That was my father's nickname for me. Yes, it is Shark Week down here as we speak. It is Shark Week this week. Yes.
So can you see me? Isn't he the host? Yeah. Isn't he the host of the Shark Week? John Cena.
John Cena. He is this year. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So you can see him.
The Blue Jays, yes. Blue Jays in baseball. They used to be dominant, but I think they got blown out 11-1 today by Arizona. Is that what I saw?
Wow.
Yes. Well, I do like me some Jaws, and I do have the ringtone of Jaws as my ringtone, so... And if you think I'm biting grand, you have never seen me with caffeine. And I pray you never do. Maple Leafs, they were dominant in the 60s, and in fact, their last Stanley Cup win was, 1967, which is exactly 10 years before I was born. So work out that math, given I'm 50 in 2 years. Funny you should say that, Grant. Yes, Roy Scheider. He is my absolute favorite, one of my absolute favorite actors.
Wow.
Yep. I've got a friend who...
It's been so long when that movie came out.
That movie came out the year before I was born. So when... Wow. Summer of 75. I was born Australian summer 76. So yeah, it was the year. I don't feel like I'm a young lass because I have been sick as a dog and am aching all over from broken bones and things. 1975. Yep. So I want to say it was May 75. I can't remember exactly, but it was your summer, the summer of 75 there, which would have been the winter here. And it was 18 months before I was born. 16 months before I was born, but yeah. And funny fact, talking about the theme from Jaws, we use that down along our beaches on the east coast of this country as a shark alarm. Because if you think about it, you hear an alarm and you go, oh, yeah, shark alarm, yeah, whatever. You hear the theme from Jaws and you are bolting. You are out of the water before your feet even hit. So, yeah, we use the... I'll stop it, both of you. I've been up since... I went to bed at 3:30. I went to bed at 3:30, got up at 5:30 for church. Okay, 2 hours sleep.
Like I tell everybody at work that I got the patent for yawning and the copyrights. So
you can have it.
It's kind of like my retirement plan.
You can have it because if I start breaking my jaw yawning, I'm going to be in bed in about 10 minutes with a migraine. Grand, I'm about 600 miles west of I'm inland. I'm about 600 miles west. No, that is the Catholic Church of Australia. The actual church that I should be in way more than I actually am at the moment. A friend of mine who is a visiting priest was in town and he invited me to help him with some stuff during Mass and catch up with him before he left. So yeah. So yeah, I'm about 7 hours away from the beach, from the coast. 9.5 hours to Sydney, to the beaches in Sydney, and 7.5 hours to the coast, roughly.
So with all the deadly creatures in Australia, what's the deadliest you have seen personally?
Redback spider. My dad used to collect them. He had one. Oh no. Well, redback spider. My dad had one about this big. He loves spiders, and I love spiders. But if you look, I've seen the red-bellied black snake, which if it bites you, you're probably dead before you hit the ground.
Right.
No, Tim was the one that not only suggested turning water to wine, but he said to Jesus, when Jesus fed the 5,000, he said, "Look, Lord, loaves and fishes are all good, but KFC's down the road. Do you want to grab a few buckets? I'm sure we could throw in for a couple of buckets and some chips." Sorry, Tim, that's highly blasphemous, and I'm going to hell because I'm a Seahawks fan among Lions fans. I'm already in hell, aren't I? Or purgatory, at least.
Yeah, because I mean, the Seahawks are much more like chicken than the Lions are. Because they're birds. I mean, they're birds. That's.
No, hang on, Tim. I got one thing. Hang on. Let me show you this, Tim. I want you to have a look at that, if you can. Hang on. Why did that not work? Oh, because I didn't do that. Read that, Timothy. I got you. Sea chickens.
Right. Yep. Okay, Colonel Sanders.
No, Colonel Sanders. I got you. Read between the lines, loser. I got you. Yeah, trial by fire. Yes. No, Tim was the one. He said, "Look, Lord, look, I know you're the Son of God, and I'm just sick of fish and bread. I just want, just something different, just one time. That'll do me." Yeah.
No. I actually said to Jesus, "Hey, God, something fishy around here."
He said, "Look, you really can walk on water. Hold my wine. Let's do this, Lord. First one out to the island and back. Let's go." Oh dear. Yes. Yes.
Now, if I really had that connection, all right, with him, I'd be saying, "Jesus, come on, my Lions need a Super Bowl."
No, you know what?
That would be.
And he'd be going.
That would be Super Bowl. Tom,
Hey, listen, Tim, leave it with me. I'll talk to the old man. But when I was a kid, Tim, I really thought my name was Jesus F. Christ. Because my father would yell at me, "Jesus effing Christ, what are you doing now?" So, of course, I thought it was just my name. I didn't know that it wasn't. Tim's like, "Oh my God,
we are
Jesus effing Christ."
Now I know how. Now
Tim's like, I can see why your father probably said that to you more than. Was that my younger brother? No, I think it was both of us. We got confused when you'd hear Jesus effing Christ. We turned to each other and, "Is he wanting you or me?"
If you look at it, that's just so, because I mean that's like so incestuous.
Yeah,
I mean that's saying, I mean.
Look at Grant's coming up with the Jesus jokes. Forget the dad jokes. Grant's got Tim was the one who dared Peter to walk on water, which nearly. Tim, you had one job. You couldn't get Peter to walk on water.
I'm sorry, his ship was.
He was too heavy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those sandals weren't working on water. Yep. Broke surface tension, wasn't happening. Oh dear.
He just got his eyes off what he should have been.
But then Tim thought his name was Jesus Evan Christ because Peter was sick and he's yelling, "Jesus Evan Christ, help me!" So you thought it was too, Tim. So you can't laugh at me for saying I thought that was my name.
But if Peter would have been a Packer, I would have just said, "Let him drown, Lord! Drown him!"
Listen, if he was a Packer, I'd understand you, but God knows if he was a 49er, I'd be stepping on his neck. I'd be just like, oh, what? You can't swim? Oh, that's a you problem. To you problem, brother, not me. I can swim really well. But yes, if he was, if he, I would even say if JC himself was a 49ers fan, but of course he's not because he's God and, he knows God is Pete Carroll. Oh, wow.
No,
wow. It took you 10
that,
seconds to hear
that
that.
is blasphemy. Oh, God.
Oh, I know. Was it Pete Carroll or will it be Mike McDonald when he stands on the Lions next this year? We'll have to see. Don't start on me.
We just got to take a chump out of McDonald's. And of
course, like I said, I think this will be the year, if you're going to do it, this will be the year where you have your best chance. I firmly believe that, and it is not going to surprise me. That is it Monday night game or Thursday night game? Monday, I think, in week 4. It's not going to surprise me if you do it. I think it'd surprise me more if you don't, for whatever reason. But because then you have the bye that next week. Yeah, because we had week 5 last year and you've got it this year, I think. We've got week 10 and that's going to be so sweet because we have I think it's like 6-game road trip from hell after the bye. It's terrific, but yeah. But I'm really looking forward to just seeing what happens. Like going in with no expectations of a Super Bowl win or even a Super Bowl playoff run, and just seeing what the hell happens, how it all fits. Excuse me. Strong yawning. Shut up, Grand. Because seriously, if I start dislocating my jaws yawning, it does mean a migraine is coming. So, and who got time for that crap after 3 weeks?
My wife would kill me if she seen me.
What's that, yawning?
Gosh. If I yawn, if I even fake yawn in front of her, she's like,
we want you in bed now.
And she's kind of funny because she's like when she yawns, she goes ahead and she just like you see a little baby, she goes ahead and she shakes her.
Oh, I do too. If I'm yawning, I'm like,
yeah.
Grand, in what sport would it be? Favorite team? If you could go to one game this year of your favorite team, what sport? Because like I said, I've got all teams in Seattle.
Well, of course.
The Seahawks. It'd be the first game for me. It'd be the Denver game.
It'd be the Lions in the Super Bowl.
Well,
that would be the one game. If I could go to
Timothy, he asked this year, not in 30 years' time. So Super Bowl is out of play for you. Now, for me, maybe.
No. Hey, we were 1/2 away from the Super Bowl.
You were damn close last year. We were close last year. Yeah, that is true.
So it's not out of the question. But we are having the NFC North. There's going to be some competition there. You got Caleb Williams now. I'm
my boy.
Caleb Williams. The more he's knocked on his ass, okay, knocked on his ass, it's gonna be better. I'm hoping
you have to listen to me.
Knock him on his ass except Green Bay.
You have to catch him.
I want to see. Yeah, I know, but with the
you got to catch him first.
With the Chicago's offensive line, that might not be that hard.
Yeah, it might happen. Yeah,
that might not be that hard to do because they.
Fair point.
So we just gotta knock him on his ass, and we gotta knock Jordan Love on his ass. We gotta go. Hang on,
let me think for a minute. Seattle Seahawks. I would say, as always, it's the 49ers games because they scare the frack out of me. Seahawks, Dolphins, Pats. No, hang on, where are we? 49ers, Falcons. Sorry, I'm just looking. Probably for me to answer that, Grand, it would be the Seahawks Dolphins on the 23rd of September at 6 o'clock in the morning. Maybe
No. Yeah.
and in the preseason it would either be the Titans, which is on my dad's birthday, or the Browns. Maybe the Chargers, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I would probably say, to answer that, Grand, the Dolphins game on the 23rd of September.
Okay.
For me, because I do like the Dolphins. I wanted to see, I don't know if Tua will play that game, but I'm interested to see how Tua goes. And I'll be interested to see if Sam Howell gets a run that early. I think he probably will in preseason. I think Sam will probably get the 3 preseasons because Mike Mack won't want to bust Geno before he has to. I don't think he would. I don't think he would put Howell in for Geno in the Dolphins game. Yeah, exactly, Coach. If we can come out of the gates in the first 3 preseason with some semblance of the baby Ravens D, which I don't see happening the first game, maybe second or third. Oh, look out! It is on for the division.
Yeah.
If we're a little slow coming out, which I think we probably will be with the baby Ravens D, it might cook till probably that Dolphins game. So, yeah. But the Dolphins, to answer that question, Grant, for sure.
Okay. Now, my preseason game would be the Lions at the Chiefs. I'd want to see that. And my regular season game, it would need to be when Matthew Stafford comes back to the Lions. I want to see Matthew Stafford knock down his ass. I do. I mean,
that's the delicatessen line where you take a number to stand in line to watch that happen because you're not the only person. Revenge game for Jordan Brooke because he did sign with the Finns. Maybe. I'm more interested in looking at the coaches. I would say probably. But Jordan Brooke I didn't not like him, but I didn't think he did as well as we hoped. Again, kind of like Jamal. I won't say he was a bust for us, but I won't say he was as good as he could have been. But yeah, it'll be. But again, it's like any time you play a player that played for you, a la Russell with Denver, or as you said, Jordan with the Finns. There's a little bit of something extra there. I'm not saying they're going to target him or any of that, but there's always a little bit of that shoulder walking past occasionally. No, he hasn't had any ill will, but he is not wearing the blue and green. What I mean is it'll be like if he comes in for a tackle or to run past someone, you're telling me he's not going to drop a shoulder into a Seahawks player as if to say, yeah, good to see you, bud, how are you? Oh, yeah, how's the family? If he is, he's not playing well. He's not playing hard enough. Yeah, you're right in saying that, Grant, but if he's not dropping the shoulder, I'm not talking about a full-on shoulder barge send a guy flying 10 miles back. I'm saying a little bit of, we call it niggle down here. Hey, how you going, mate? Oh, yeah. Oh, wow, you're still wearing blue and green. I'm not.
They like to play dirty.
Oh, yeah. No. I dispute that. There is playing hard, and I'm talking about the All Blacks playing hard, and there's playing dirty, trying to decapitate someone with their shoulder pads by not undoing them while trying to pull them over their heads. I played hard. I have always played hard, whether I'm playing cricket or hockey. I will, and I have a busted shoulder because I would drop a shoulder to get someone off a ball or a puck playing hockey. Now, I'm not doing it thinking I am going to break the neck of that or I'm going to kneecap that person. Yeah, exactly. Pardon me, coming through. Oh, sorry. What are you doing sitting down? Oh, I hit you. Obviously not hard enough, but here, let me help you up. I always play hard. I play hard playing chess. Monopoly in my family becomes a blood sport when tables get turned over and boards are thrown around the room. We are a competitive family. As I said, I'm not playing to kneecap you and send you out of the game with a massive concussion. I am playing to help my team beat your team. And if you get in the way of that, I'm going to run out. I got a shirt in Seattle. It's to do with ice hockey, and it says, if your face is meeting the glass at my hand, it shows you how much I care. Meaning, if I'm pushing you face first into the glass on a hockey rink, I really like you. If I'm not, I really don't care for you. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I did see that you sent it to me, but I have just been trying to catch up with everything, so I haven't yet. Yeah, it's that sort of little, pardon me. Yeah, sorry, didn't see you there. I'm not talking about hunting some, like the, Jaws hunting and then going for the kills. So
you're not talking about targeting. You're just talking about
exactly, not targeting. But
it's like, okay, this is football. It's not tiddlywinks.
Exactly.
Right now we're having where there's a major downplaying of I mean, no matter what this.
I don't want you dead. But if you being dead helps my team win, that's unfortunate, and I will kill you to win this game. Now, if I hurt you, depending how I've hurt you, I'm not doing it. If I went in and tackled you playing hockey, my eye is on the puck. If you happen to be in the way, I have the right to attack the puck. Now, if I attack you, like if I, go in with a raised arm and hit you in the head and you fall down with a concussion, that's targeting. But if I do that accidentally while I'm coming in for the puck, that's not. My eye's on the puck, and I haven't seen you, and my elbow's up for some reason, like holding the stick or whatever. That's different. Whereas if I come in like this, I'm looking at the puck ref, the ref's going to go, no, you're not. You've just hit Tim. Tim's gone flying that way and belted his head. Is now on a concussion protocol. Go and take a seat in the box and think about what you've done. Tom Grossi's reaction videos, Grant, I watch all of them all of the time. I love Tom. He is hilarious. And he's got every jersey in the competition. That he wears on those videos. I have seen that one. He's brilliant. But I am not, and I will never advocate bad sportsmanship. I hate bad sportsmanship.
But dirty play is another thing. I'll go ahead and talk to your. I'll go ahead and
listen to me.
Ass.
I'm an All Blacks fan, and if your head is under my boot in the bottom of a ruck, you best believe I'm going for the ball. The fact your head's in the way, well, that just sucks for you. And I will ruck that ball out. And if you happen to end up with the boot imprint of my foot on your face, well, that'll teach you to get your effing head out of the way quicker, won't it? But no, I've been hit with dirty play. I busted a kneecap on dirty play. My brother nearly got killed by a concussion for dirty play. So aggressive play and dirty play to me are two different things. You can be aggressive without being dirty. You can be dirty and without being aggressive. if you play dirty under the eye of the referee or the umpire and they pull you for it or they throw you for it, as far as I'm concerned, you've watched or you've. I saw it. I think it was with the Red Wings with hockey, or might have been Edmonton, where a player, the umpire's watching here, and he's keeping his eyes on the play. The other umpire's watching over here, and the player hits a player like under the nose of the referee, then complains that the referee has seen it all and pulled him up and penalised him. Dude, referees mostly are blind as bats, but this one was wearing glasses, number one, and number two, you did it this far from under his nose, so please tell me, unless he's looking the other way temporarily, how the hell you thought you weren't getting a 5-minute penalty for high sticking someone in the head? Yeah, and this guy was bitching, and I'm like, watch the replay, dude. You deserved it. No, but it tossed you from the.
But then you got referees like the one that was with, and I'll tell you what, I don't care, the freaking Packers. They go ahead and when Matthew Stafford, the last Monday night game that Matthew Stafford played as a Lion. Okay, the last one that he played as a Lion against Green Bay, where they artificially, and the ref said, hey, here's a damn victory because we don't want the Lions.
Here is the box of.
Yeah.
Here it is, gents.
Hands to the face when it's on the chest, and you make that damn call 2 times in a row. You go ahead and also make like at least 4 damn bad calls, because I'll tell you what, these refs and the NFL should be freaking fined. The NFL should be fined for the way they let their refs run, because
I tell you something.
USFL and the XFL has proven that that you can clean this stuff up with computers and also with replay.
All you need is a tablet like I'm sitting in front of. I tell you something for nothing. We have a very high standard of rugby refereeing, and if any of the rugby, the worldwide rugby referees referee like the NFL do, they're not refereeing ever again. They are tossed.
Yeah, and
they are tossed.
There is a saying. It's like Detroit versus everybody, because
Seattle versus the world.
Yeah, because I'll tell you what, even when it's seen on national TV, where where the Pistons and stuff like that has been just
Seattle versus the world.
Yeah, it's
Seattle versus the world. We get the same because of the East Coast bias, or we win the Super Bowl, we get 10 minutes of mention.
Or is it because of Las Vegas and what is better for the NFL?
Could be,
better for the sponsors, for all these TV networks and
right
stuff
point.
That should not come into play.
No,
if you cannot beat me fairly, you don't deserve that. So half of Green Bay Packers wins. You don't come with me with that crap and tell me that you're such a great team when the rest went ahead and gave you half those wins.
Grant, at the national and international level, yes, they are. They are. The international referees are employed by World Rugby. The national, so the what we call provincial, so the Australian state teams, the New Zealand provincial teams, South American teams, etc., are based in country. My local rugby club, which is straight down the road, they have state associations, and their referees are voluntary. So I could become a rugby referee. I wouldn't, because I'm out of shape and whatnot. Same with cricket. I used to umpire cricket. So if I did it at my local club here in Inverell, no, I would not be paid. I would get subsidies for travel and whatnot, because I'd be driving my own car and that kind of thing. If I did it at a state level here in New South Wales Rugby would employ me. I would have to do exams and set qualifications and whatnot. if I wanted to be an Australian rugby referee, which I would have to be, even though I'm a fan of New Zealand, because I'm born in Australia and I would do all my credentials here in Australia, I would be paid. And if I went to Australian rugby, which is the international version, yes, I would be paid by World Rugby. No, I wouldn't. In the World Cup, if I refereed the World Cup, which is the premier tournament, yes, I would be by World Rugby. But if not, and I was doing Australian, like Australia played Wales on the weekend, I would be paid by the Australian rugby. So there's a little bit of, it depends on the tournament and the level, because you have 6 levels. Your very basic level would be what I'd be doing at the rugby club down the road, and then move up to different, no, actually it wouldn't be. It'd be schoolboy or school rugby, then it'd be the club rugby, then it'd be the state, then the provincial, then the national and the international. It is very evident to me as a rugby fan and as one who, even in a game like cricket, who has umpired at a state level in cricket, knows when, the human element is always going to be in the game. I don't want robots refereeing a game of football, a game of rugby, a game of cricket, baseball, tiddlywinks. I don't want that. There needs to be human element. But if you are going to make bad calls against me, that's fine. You need to make them to the other team.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to do it consistently. Like you said about Vegas, Tim, that is a great point, because, yes, it's the almighty dollar. Oh, my God, we can't have the Seahawks in, or we can't have the Lions in because, there's $50 billion on the Packers to win it all. And that should never come into it. It does, because that's economy. As I said, if these if some of the baseball umpires refereed cricket or umpired cricket, they wouldn't even get past school, because, again, and it happened yesterday with the Mariners, they had a zone for the pitch and called us every time, which is fine. Again, as I said, but then, instead of being called strike when it was exactly the same ball we were getting, it was ball.
Yeah.
And we were all sitting there on the stream like this going, this is bullshit. Where's this is crap, because, our players have gotten it. And we're like, hang on, that's pretty damn close to the ball 3 balls ago for our goal. What the hell?
Right.
Yeah, big city markets. Yeah, Seattle's a big city market, and again, you are up in the far top of the country. And then you go into Canada and Alaska, which is 2 of our biggest markets outside Seattle. And that's the thing. It's like, we're going to, and I mean, okay, you say what you want about Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl last year, but you knew. It was the one time I was going for San Fran, but you knew there was no damn way the NFL were going to let Kansas City lose that. And there was no way. Taylor Swift being a backside on a seat, well, that aside.
And you know what? Those words have no meaning, or should have no meaning in the world of professional sports. At any time, you're correct in saying that, but anytime that word is put in and they give, one of the things Roger Goodell says, for the integrity of the NFL. Okay, well, I'll tell you what, one of the reasons that Lions game was taken away from us was because not so much the playoffs, but it was because Jimmy Johnson was being inducted to the Hall of Fame there, and they did not want the Lions to beat Dallas then.
Yeah, how dare they on that day?
On that day. but you know what?
Any other day you would have been fine, but not when Jimmy's going into the HOF. No
Right.
freaking way,
And,
my
and
friend.
anytime that is
Yeah,
allowed
100.
to
That should
happen.
not. It should be. And again, I'm biased because this is how we
Mhm.
play sport here. It should be played on the merits. Okay, Jimmy's going into the hall. Congratulations, Jimmy. Very well deserved. Good for you. If your team doesn't play to beat mine, the fact that you're
Mhm.
going into the hall is irrelevant. I understand your team wants to win for you on that day. Yeah, I have no problem with that. But play it fairly, and if you lose, so sad, too bad.
Exactly. And
And
if you needed a head start or a helping hand to win, it's really not a victory. It's not.
exactly. Or if you need on a parlay, you need a handicap or
Mhm.
some handicap for the team to win. What the hell are you putting your money on that team for anyway?
Right.
Play it fairly, play it level field, or don't play the parlay. Or if you still want to play the parlay, don't bitch at me that you've just lost $1,500 on a bet that was a dumb F bet to make anyway. This is why I don't bet on sport. I don't bet on horse racing, football, tiddlywinks, flies up a wall. I just don't, because no game is going to be 100% fair to both teams.
Right. Right.
In cricket, we have laws in cricket where, the ball has a specified size and weight, the bats do, the pitches do, the wickets do, all of that. And, there's time, things for time, and what do you do if it rains, all of that.
Mhm.
And that's great to have. Trust me,
Right.
as an umpire, I want that stuff in my head if something happens where I need to use it. And there are 42 laws in cricket and playing conditions which are adapted to each game. But no one on earth in the few hundred years that cricket has been played can think of every situation. And there's
Right.
always one, which is why it takes 15 years for the code to be updated, which is why we have the playing conditions, which is a quicker process to update. And we have amendments and all the things the umpires have to learn. But the amendments come after something's happened. So there's not anything in place to say X, Y, and Z happened
Right.
instead of A, B, and C. What do we do?
Mhm.
And that's where it it becomes difficult.
Right.
But I would say that at least they're thinking of it. So if it happens again, and it may not happen again, but if it does, because we do exams on the laws before the start of every season for things that have been updated.
Mm.
And this is why I don't want robots taking over my sport.
Right.
They've been talking about it in baseball with the pitch zone.
Yeah. But see, like to put apples against apples, I
Exactly.
mean,
Yeah.
where you went ahead and you had T.J. Lang, which played for both the Packers and then ended his career with the Lions. He got to see both sides of it on how, and when he actually retired,
Mm-hmm.
and he couldn't be fined and all this other stuff by
Mm.
the league. He came right out on national TV and said, "Hey, the NFL needs to quit cheating the Lions." I mean, and he used it. He didn't say the refs. He said the NFL because
Yes, so it wasn't just the refs. He's saying the
right,
whole
the
process,
whole right.
the whole thing,
Mm-hmm.
because I think also, as I said, having been an umpire, a lot of fans think, particularly in cricket, I've got 33 yards of a pitch. I have to look up, I have to look down to make sure the bowler's
But
feet are where they need to be. I have to look up to see where the ball is. And I've got less than that. I've got about zero point 0.3 of a second to check
right.
all of that. And
Yeah,
I don't care how quick your neck moves or how quick, because while I'm doing that and watching that, I'm moving in position here to watch a run come here. So
right. But
I've got a lot on my mind. So of course I'm going to miss something.
oh yeah, there's human error, and I'm not
Yeah,
talking about
and that's
human
what
error,
I'm saying.
and, and that if that happens, like, and that should happen with both teams. And so, I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
but when you see the bias, that's what bothers me. When you
When
see the
it
bias,
is
look,
blatantly done,
mm-hmm,
when a
look,
ball sails over a batsman's shoulder and is not called a wide ball too high, then when it keeps happening because you're allowed two and an over and it is not called, and a match referee who is God on earth, who is in
mm-hmm,
charge of everything in that game, does not report it, that's when I have a problem. But with cricket, the thing is, and I used to do it before I umpired. You yell at the referee, "Oh, where's your white sticking guide dog, you loser? That was out of my," we all do it. What I say to that is, if you think you can do better than me, you probably can. I'm not going to fight you on that. But until you get out, you learn all that we are watching for and looking for. You learn how to move into position while you're still watching. And you've got to watch if the bat's up in the air and coming down on the crease. And you can do all of that and never make a mistake. Well, I will shake your hand and say, you are a far better person than I am. And are you sure you're not a robot?
and like in real time, you can see that. But like where the XFL and the USFL, where they went ahead and you had the people in the back that could go ahead and they actually, when you reviewed a play, the fans got to see that.
We have
Okay,
that in cricket.
right, but
We
in
have
the
that. It's called an
NFL,
umpire's call. Yep,
in the
yep.
NFL, you don't get to hear the discussion between the refs on why they made that decision. Why did I mean, a
In
lot of
cricket,
my, a lot of my,
we have so we have the three wickets, the three pegs
mhm,
behind the batsman are called the wickets, and we have a stump cam in there. And if you see an umpire do this, like the square, they're going to the television. What they've started to do now is what you see on the screen at home, if you're watching at home, or on the screen at the scoreboard at the game, is what is being shown on television from the television cameras, which
mhm,
are strategically placed around the ground. And you are hearing the third umpire. So we have the two on-field umpires, the third umpire, which is the television official, the fourth umpire, who's the reserve, and the match official, who is God Almighty. So what you hear, and you hear it around the ground and on television at home, is the questions being asked. So can you show me where the bat is in the air, where the stumps are? Okay, can you move it back 2 frames? Okay, haven't got it. Okay, can you move to the next scale? So you're hearing this in real time. So you're hearing what the process that the third umpire is going through with the director of the television broadcast.
mhm.
Then, so the umpires are hearing this in their earpieces. The players and the crowd are listening to this in real time at the ground, and I'm watching it on my laptop at home, watching this. The general rule in cricket and in other sports down here is, if in doubt, give the benefit of the doubt to the batsman. Meaning, if I'm missing a frame, I'm not going to draw a conclusion on something that is not there. I'm just not. I can't, because I don't know. Then, so they'll go through the process, they'll make their choice, they'll go back to the earpiece of the on-field umpire and say, this is my decision. He's out. He's out. So if I've said he's out and then I'm told he's not out based on what he's seen here, because I'm not, as a general rule, we're taught not to look at the screen.
Right.
While the process is going through, because we start going, oh shit, I fucked that up. So I'll have my back like this. I'll be talking to you here, Tim, as my fellow umpire, but we're not looking at the screen. Then we'll hear, you're on screen, meaning you're on television. Here's the decision. So if I've gone out and then you and I both hear not out, I do this, which means I screwed up. I've just heard from above, no, not out. Or if I've gone not out, and I hear he's out, revoke the signal again, meaning I screwed up, and he's out. I would love to see something, maybe not in baseball to that degree because it can take a few minutes to do, but there was a call with the Mariners this morning that took 5 minutes. It was being replayed and we were going, no, he's home or he's safe. But you need to be quick to make it, but you also need to be thorough.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I was very against it as an umpire when it came in. It's only been in since the 2000s of not using that technology, but now having used it myself and having seen it used and seen how it improves, there are still mistakes because a camera will fail or it's in the wrong place or whatever. I don't want that taken out. And that's why I do not want AI.
Right.
I do not want AI. They're talking about it in cricket, and I'm like, hell no. Have the third umpire, use the television. AI, no.
And actually, with another thing with AI being a type of computer too, they can be programmed. They can be programmed to do what
What happens if a virus a bug goes through the computer?
Right,
I've just had to reset, go back to factory settings on my tablet for that because I got a virus. Yeah, and that's why I think.
Right, you still need
you still need the humans in some capacity. You certainly for cricket, you certainly need two human bodies on the field. You need. Well, you don't. Maybe you could get away with AI rather in the box, although I'd want to be sure that was working. And that was the good thing about how it came in with cricket is they were looking at it for years. It took them 22 years to finally nail down in the test playing nations, so like Australia, England, South Africa, and those places, where the cameras were going to go to get the best view from, looking this way and then looking that way. Yeah, it took them, and I'm glad everyone was complaining it was taking so long, but it had to because every angle had to be looked at. No two stadiums are the same size, so you have to look at the range of the cameras and the technology. Anyway, but that's my rant about cricket, Tim. Sorry, I get passionate about it because I have umpired cricket. I love cricket, but yeah.
Well, see, it also gives us a perspective from someone who has umped and is a fan too. Now, one of the bias, this 285 where when Green Bay got a bad call by the scab referees, okay.
Oh,
the very next week, they went ahead and settled the strike and got the real referees.
Oh, of course, because it was Green Bay. God forbid. Yeah. Bad. Two things, as you well know, Tim, annoy the hell out of me in sport: bad sportsmanship and bad refereeing.
Yeah.
If it's I tempered that by saying if it's consistently bad refereeing to both sides.
Right.
I'm still not happy with it, but I'm learning to live with it. If it's just against my team, just because it's the Seahawks or
and I don't want to see that. Even like, okay, if I'm going for like fairness, though, I want to, I don't really want to see it where the Lions benefit either. I want it to be a fair game, fair decision.
I don't want to win a Super Bowl, and I will say this and probably be thrown out of the 12th. If winning a Super Bowl means we get a bad decision that goes our way to win a Super Bowl, I disregard that Super Bowl. I don't want to even count it. Now, because we have lost Super Bowls for dodgy refereeing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Every team's lost a Super Bowl, or every team that's made a Super Bowl has lost.
You're right. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, Pittsburgh, Ford Field. Yeah.
I mean, there were a couple that I could. But what I don't want to see is, congratulations, Seahawks, you've just won the Super Bowl. Yeah, but it should have been pulled up 5 yards away from where their touchdown was scored. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Like, hang on. Wait, they missed that? Like, I would feel... I'd be overjoyed we won the Super Bowl on one side of my brain, but the other side of my brain is going, that was a bullshit call. We all know it. We're really going to celebrate a Super Bowl win on a bullshit call?
Right.
Yeah.
Now, if there was a bunch of bullshit calls on the other team too,
that's what I'm saying. If it was consistently a game of bullshit calls that we win a Super Bowl on, we win a Super Bowl. Awesome. Right. Okay, the bullshit calls were evenly distributed. Not good. Okay, fine, I'll take that. As opposed to, good God, we just won a Super Bowl. The Lions had that whatever call, should have had 10 yards away. That looks like that would have won them the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, I cannot feel good about this win. If that, does that make sense? I'm not sure.
Well, it seems like there was one playoff game that something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it was where the ball ended up. I mean, and I'm not sure if it was Seattle or not, but where the other player went ahead and the Lions did fumble the ball, but then they ended up batting it out of the end zone. I think it was the Seahawks where it batted out.
It sounds like it. Yeah. It sounds
and it really should have been the Lions' ball because the Seahawks player batted
that's
out.
What I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That sounds very familiar to me, and I think you're right. And that's what I'm saying, Grant. If you're going to call it badly, I don't care that against me. Call it badly, but then call it to the other side badly. That's what I'm saying. Like you said, don't pick and choose. Don't have your favorite in mind that's going to win the. When it's blatant, yes. Yeah. What game was it last year that we're all screaming at our televisions as we're streaming? Who was it? I can't remember, but there was a down, and the peg was marked, and there's this far from where the end of the ball is and where they flag it. And Brandon came, we were streaming like we're doing here, and he screenshots as it was on the television, and he's like, the referee's foot is between that ball and where the flag is. What the hell? And as soon as he said it and he posted it, it said, am I the only 12 seeing this? We got bombarded with, no, we saw it too. Bullshit call. We ended up losing the game. I want to say it was the Rams. I could be out on that. I can't remember. And it was a game we had to win to keep momentum going. And we went on a 3 or 4 run losing streak. And it was all because of that bullshit call that was blatant, that had the referee's foot. Like, you clearly saw his trainer against the misplacing the ball. Yes. Oh, grand. Yes. I can't.
How about this one? New Orleans Saints. Lions go to the Saints to go ahead and play. The ref actually goes ahead and picks up the ball to go ahead and gives the Saints the first down.
Yeah.
Picks it up and walks it 2 or 3.
Walks it. Yeah, that frustrates.
It was right there.
It's like,
and that was blatant.
It's like, yo, ref, I know I can't touch you because, you'll throw me. But I want to knock your effing head off, bozo. It's back here. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then even with the fines, if I where you know that last game, not this year, but the last game with the where one of the Lions player went ahead and did something not as bad as a Green Bay player did. Where
But
and
because you're a
then
lion, because you're not
the
Green Bay
NFL,
sunshine, you're gonna
yeah,
get hit.
yeah, yeah, the NFL went ahead and fined the guy that
Oh yeah, yeah. No, no, sorry, you're not from Wisconsin.
right,
You're not a
mhm,
cheesehead. Oh, I'm
right,
so sorry. Not sorry. Not really. I'm finding you to know.
yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
I get it. Yep, yep.
mhm,
We have had, and I say when I say we, I mean the 12s in Seattle have had bullshit like that for. Please
mhm.
excuse my language, but we have had shit like that for years. So yeah, I get the frustration, Tim. Yep, yep, yep. You're
Oh
singing
yeah,
my language.
yeah,
Um,
and it's so. I mean, and when it's
and
you
it's
know,
so
and
blatant.
there's a difference from when you have time to recover. You know,
Yeah,
from
if
when
you've
it's
got
like
15
a game
minutes,
training at the end of the
if
game,
you've got
and it's just
15 minutes to make a play and it's a 3 point game, yeah,
yeah,
you've got time. If you've got 15 seconds,
yeah.
and how
But
many
when it's
times, oh, how many times has that happened to
yeah,
Seattle in playoffs?
yeah, and the Lions to not make the playoffs, or it's just like I mean, everybody remembers that Dallas game where
Mm,
they picked up the flag and stuff like that. But the game before that, where the Lions should have actually could have won the NFC North back then,
mm,
but the
mm,
referees would not call holding one time on Green Bay, and the Lions were running the ball, but every single play it was
mm.
holding, and
Yep.
maybe some of those were, but you couldn't tell me that Green Bay wasn't holding.
Um, Grant, what do you mean if NFL fans were rabid? Have you ever met any of the or been in a stadium with the 12s? We are rabid. We are known for it, brother, and we are the only team. Seattle is the only team in the history of the game that has ever retired a jersey for their fans. Are you implying that the 12s aren't rabid? Let's just say that when I went to that game in Seattle, I couldn't hear out of my busted right eardrum for 3.5 weeks, and I couldn't speak for two. How rabid do you want us to be? Would the 12 storm the field? Oh, hell yeah, we would. Oh, sweet mother of God, hell yes.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah,
We would not only storm the field, we would burn whatever city it
mm,
was in, we would burn it to the ground unless it was Seattle, because that's our home and we love Seattle. So hell yeah, we would storm the field. Hell yeah, we'd probably torch the city as long as it wasn't Seattle. And hell yeah, we would. Grant, are you seriously asking me? You've never You've never been to Seattle when Seattle had won. When I was there, we won 19-9 against the Cards. You could not move. You could not find a place to have a drink because we were on the streets and we were celebrating. When we won the Super Bowl, the parade day, the day of the parade, we had 14,000. No, we didn't. Sorry. We had more than 300,000 people, and I think pushing up to probably 2-3 million in the city.
wow.
So you're telling again, look up the 12s. We've had 2 world records for sound. We have caused 4 earthquakes in that city, not including Taylor Swift's earthquake. And we're not rabid enough for you? Hey, I'm going to be in Seattle this time in 2 years, brother. You're coming to training camp. You're coming to the games and for training camp. When a bad call is made, you think we wouldn't? Timothy, I think Grandizer has no clue about how passionate the 12s are, and he needs to really look at YouTube to find out, because it's all over YouTube. We used to storm the ground at the Kingdome regularly, win, lose, or draw, because we were that passionate. And then let's not forget when the Supersonics were stolen from us. Yeah, that's why I don't watch basketball anymore, and won't, even if they bring the Sonics back, which they will in 3 to 5 years. So you want passionate fans? I defy you to look at footage of any of our Seattle teams. I am talking about, I can name you 3. Seahawks, Tennessee Titans are rabid to the point of rioting. And I'd even say the Dallas Cowboys, because I have.
You got to also look at
Chargers. Yeah, the Chargers. Cardinals. No. You know why Cardinals?
What about the Eagles? What about the Eagles fans?
Yes, the Eagles would absolutely friggin' riot. Absolutely. No. The Cardinals would sit there going, if we make noise, people will notice that we're here and then see how badly we really suck. So let's just shut the F up and pray. No, Dolphins fan? Bucks wouldn't? Why not? No, maybe you're right. I know a couple of Bucks fans would, but if you're talking overall Bucks fans, yeah, that'd be right.
No,
Titans. To answer your question about the Titans, depends on how much they've had to drink and how long they've been tailgating for. But ask me how I know that. Bucks fans. Texans, again, how long have they been tailgating for? Jags wouldn't. Well, Panthers have to win or be close to winning, so that's why they wouldn't.
Right.
Okay, fair about the Bucks. Again, I know a couple, but if you're talking majority, yeah, that makes sense. But the Seahawks would. I reckon the Titans would. If they've had a day like in the sun tailgating and it's a blazing hot Tennessee day, and they get some bullcrap call with 10 seconds to go and, they need like a field goal or something. Falcons, no. Again, depends on the call for the Saints. Depends if they're at home as well. Because if they're in New Orleans and a bullshit call costs them a Super Bowl, well, I mean, I don't know if the Super Bowl would have, but assume the bowl was played at the Dome and they lose a Super Bowl on a bullshit call, New Orleans is going up in flames. You think Mardi Gras is an explosive night out? I dispute that. I mean, yeah, fair that it's a Super Bowl, but you're also having just lost a Super Bowl in stunned amazement that you just lost the one you should have won. So, Commanders need to start winning before they even care. Giants. Jets.
Jets
50-50 for me, but yeah.
I'll tell you what, I laughed my ass off when Aaron Rodgers, I mean, not that he got hurt, but
I don't want anyone hurt, but Aaron Rodgers deserves it.
Yeah, but the decision for them to go all out for a guy that was his age that really only won.
Again, that's
the owner got what he deserved, basically. You pay that.
Packers fans are nice. It depends who they've lost to.
Right.
Because all hell will break loose if they lose against the Lions, the Seahawks,
or the Bears.
Oh, the Bears, yes. Now, that's when, if they get beaten by those 3 teams, Wisconsin is burning and grilled cheese is on. Again, I know some
Well, Viking fans are used to losing.
yeah, but
Big game.
yeah, but
They
again, it depends on the Lions fans. No, Lions fans are a bunch of losers. Sorry, did I say something? Read between the lines, sunshine. Vikes fans, again, it would depend on how they lost. Saying a blanket Vikes fans won't riot. It depends what game it was. If it was a regular season game, yeah, maybe not. If they were at home, doubtful. No, actually, no. I think Vikes fans would be more inclined to riot in Minnesota more than burn down somebody else's hometown. Rudest fans. Packers. Packers are assholes. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Euro soccer. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. But I don't think you cannot compare Euro soccer to any other sport because it's such.
Now,
It's unto itself with their fans. I mean, the closest thing are the fan bases like the 12s in NFL because they are so passionate. You know, the Lions fans, the Hawks fans, that type of fan
now
base.
what about the Bills fans? Grandizers. I I know how you feel about the Bills fans.
I'm thinking he's going to be very careful because Tim will be thrown off YouTube. No, well, yeah, I think
I know.
Bills fans could go either way, but yeah, you cannot comparing Euro soccer fans to NFL fans is apples and lemons, two completely different things. Yeah, they play a form of football. That's the only thing you can say, because Euro soccer. I don't watch a lot of Euro soccer because it's on at like 2:00 in the morning here in ridiculous times. But Grant. Imagine some of the bullshit NFL calls happening in Euro soccer. Europe would be burnt to the ground 10 times over every day of the week.
Oh yeah, I remember those. Those old.
You only have to look at the recent World Cup to tell you how passionate. You only have to look at European rugby fans, not on par with the Euro soccer, granted, but they are likely to shake a stadium apart if their team wins. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting to sort of sit down. Okay, Vikings fans, what do we think? Are they destroying or being too nice? Burning the place down if they lose the Super Bowl. Oh, they have to get to the Super Bowl. Yeah, let's not.
Well, let's see. We do have 5 examples of them losing the Super Bowl.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. They have to, and they haven't been back since when? Let's not hold our breath to wait to see if they're burning the stadium down this year. But
the Bills have been to the Super Bowl 5 times, lost them all, right? Or 4 times. 5.
I thought 3. I thought 3. 3.
No, they went 4 in a row and lost.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Yeah.
With Jim Kelly, so I think it.
Yeah, sorry, you're right.
Like there was one afterwards.
Yeah, but you want passionate fan base. As I said, the Seahawks had a rule the 12s rather had. Oh, I think they do, but it's in a different way. You know, the 12s will express, start throwing crap at their televisions, but they're not going to go down to Lumen and burn the place down. And I'm sure it's the same with you guys. You're gonna be upset that you got a bullshit call that cost you a Super Bowl, but you're not gonna, get flamethrowers and rocket launchers and blow crap up. Seattle.
I do think that there was. Well, now I know in Philadelphia there's been that type where they went and
the Eagles would absolutely do it.
Right.
The Eagles would absolutely burn that place down.
Yeah,
a
and
100 times over.
mhm. And like the most thing that you've seen, and this was actually to celebrate wins. At one time, it was a big thing to tear down the goalposts.
Yeah.
The fans
You
used to
see it
go
in
ahead and
college.
yeah,
See it in college football. Yeah. Tear
right,
down the
and you
goalposts and
and
carry.
you used to see it. You used to see it in the NFL too, where
Right.
when they ran a big game and stuff like that, they would tear down the goalposts, and it was like that's kind of
Yeah,
neat.
Raiders fans would.
Oh yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, but is that the fan base, Grant, or because they were in Oakland and Oakland is Oakland? Little bit of A and B, perhaps.
Yeah. Now, what was special about Oakland Super Bowl win? They
That it
were the
was.
first. No, there was the first team, the first certain type of team to win a Super Bowl. What was special about
Say again, Tim. They were the first
it?
what to win the Super Bowl?
Certain type of team
They were an
to
offensive
win.
team, weren't they?
No, they were the first wild card team to win a Super Bowl.
Oh, that's right. Yes, I got that on
Yeah.
a trivia game the other
Hmm.
day. Yeah, the first
Yeah.
wild card. Yeah.
Hmm. And now as far as the Rams, the St. Louis Rams, what was special about them?
I didn't even know the Rams were in St. Louis, so I'm going to dip out of that one.
They were the first dome team to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, because I was going to say Seattle played in the dome. I was going to say Seattle played in the Kingdom, but they never went to the bowl in the Kingdom.
They never won the Super Bowl.
They never went to the bowl.
Right, but they were the first. Yeah, so with the Rams were the first.
Oh, the Rams were the first. Oh, St. Louis Rams were the first dome team, and
now St. Louis has lost two teams.
Yeah, they've lost
the Cardinals. They used to play.
That's right.
They were in St. Louis before.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And St. Louis Cardinals are now still standing in baseball, I think.
Right.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, but they used to be both baseball and football and.
I did not know that St. Louis.
Yeah. Now, St. Louis.
I didn't know they had the Cards in football.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that they've got them in baseball, obviously, but I didn't know.
It was quite a while ago. They moved to Arizona Sun Devil Stadium way back when.
Okay.
Before they built that new stadium. Now, one thing about St. Louis fans are, as far as in like the XFL, and the UFL now, is they that city is so much into football that even in like your lower sports, they were the ones that had the best attendance in the XFL last year, and
that was only because Seattle didn't. I would dispute that if Seattle had a team, which they had the Sea Dragons, and then they folded again, I reckon Seattle would have given them a go. What you said is true, but I reckon Seattle would give them a go for attendance because Seattle loves her sports. But yeah,
Seattle has the Seahawks that where the St. Louis doesn't have anyone.
That is and hence it to XFL and the XFL team.
Now, the original United States Football League team, the original, way back in the 80s. Do you know what team? You know what team won that? The USFL championship.
Oh God, I used to know. I wouldn't know now. I used to know that.
The original one was the Michigan Panthers. They beat the Baltimore Stars.
That's right. They beat Baltimore. Yeah. That's right.
They beat the Baltimore Stars. Yeah. They beat the Baltimore Stars to win the first ever United States Football
When
League
was
championship.
that? What year was that?
That was like 1982 or 83.
Oh, see, I was 5, Tim.
I know,
I
but
was
I'm just,
5 in
I just no,
1982. Right, yeah. I
yeah.
was starting school in 1982.
Mm-hmm.
City with the nicest people. The city with the rudest people would probably be Sydney, which is the state capital of my state, because they're just assholes. Nicest people. Oh, goodness. I love Brisbane, which is 6 hours north of me. Their people are pretty nice and friendly. Along the river, fairly easy going, up the coast, up to the tropical rainforests and things. Adelaide, I've not been to Adelaide, but Adelaide is called the City of Churches because it has all the beautiful cathedrals in it. City has the rudest people. Sydney, definitely. I would even say our national capital is full of politicians and whatnot. So I guess by default, that's Canberra. I actually love Canberra because it has our war memorial and our big art galleries and
Mm-hmm.
National Library and National Archives. I haven't been to Melbourne. Been to Canberra since my dad died. My mum and I went down for 13 days. And I would definitely say Brisbane is probably the nicest. Adelaide, from what I've heard, as I said, I've not been to Adelaide yet, but I hope to get to some cricket there fairly soon. But yes, Sydney, definitely. The drivers are assholes and so are the people.
Okay, if you could change one rule in the NFL, what would it be?
Um, Not so much time changing, from one, like your quarterback to your wide, like just get them on, get them off. Don't F around. Make sure you know the plays before you get on the field. If you don't waste my time. Find somebody who does. Yeah.
So in other words, you would have more or less the no or short huddle offense and defense.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there are teams that used
Sorry.
to use the no huddle or short huddle, no
Yeah.
huddle offense.
Or even before you get to the game.
Mm-hmm.
Know the plays you're going to use in a given situation. Now, I'm not saying you need to say, oh, we're running the 1-2-3 instead of the 4-5-6, and we'll do the 3-4-5 in the middle. Like, have them in your head so you see where the game is and you can go right into the huddle. Right, this is what we're doing. This is what you're doing. Right, we got it. Okay, we're out. Because what frustrated me, and again, because rugby is called the running game,
Mm-hmm.
is because it's flowing, it's passing. There's a lot of stop starting. Now, that's great when I'm home watching and I've had too much coffee and I need a bathroom break. And you go to commercial so I can run to the loos. That's great. But it's also very disjointed. And it's like, hang on, I've just come back from the bathroom. What did I miss? Oh, you've missed 3 downs. Well, hang on, they were still discussing, so that's why I ducked out. Yeah, like to me, why do you have training if you don't know what you're going to play? Or I'm not saying, as I said, you're going to know every situation in the game. But
you do need to be able to make adjustments.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So have your basic play or your situation in mind, and then think, okay, if we're doing, you do it on Madden.
Mm-hmm. But
You need to make a decision in Madden, or your head coach, and you're in Madden, and you're thinking, oh, I need to make an adjustment. You press the button, and go, I want that, and then you've got 5 seconds to tell your players in Madden. Like, I don't mean it has to be that quick, but 3 minutes. Okay, yeah, if I need another cup of coffee, go to the loo, grab something to eat. That's fine, but a game of rugby is over in 80 minutes. I'm watching NFL for 3 hours. Now, I don't mind that because I'm chatting to the 12s and, catching up with friends and whatnot online. But I've got to be up at 3 a.m. for a 10 a.m. game, or at 1:30 a.m. for a 1 p.m. game.
Mm-hmm.
I, I do have a sleep disorder, so it's not a problem. But why bother with training if you're going to come out and have a training session with the X's and O's? The coach should just say, right, we're doing the 1, 2, or in the headset or in the huddle, 1, 2, 3, out. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then over here we're doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, right? No, I said 10. Have those conversations before you run out. Like, don't stand in the middle of the field and take 20 minutes. It drives me nuts.
That is a valid point. But sometimes, I mean, if you're a team that needs to control the other team's offense too, you want to slow down the game a little bit so that they don't go ahead and get down.
There is that, Tim, but as I said, there's taking 15 minutes for a 2-word conversation that could be had before you go out onto the field. And then if you have anything that needs clarification as you're running out, you go, was that 1, 2, 3 or 4, 5, 6? What? Oh, it was 4, 5, 6. Okay, cool. Instead of having to do what we're doing and have a meaningful dialogue. And the other thing is, why have it on your arm if you're not going to just go, right, boss said 4, 5, 6, let's go.
But of course, some of that is also used to, to get, different players in.
Oh yeah. But at least have the foundation, I guess, is what I'm saying. So it's 1, 2, 3 here, then 7, 8, 9 here. 2, 4, 6 here. So have that in or on your sleeve, wherever you need to have it, so you can just go, okay, I think this is. Yeah. Or if I'm sitting there watching everything before I go out, going, okay, hey boss, am I looking at the right thing here? No, 3 pages over, dude. Oh, here, yeah. So I know what I'm doing and not having to have a great long conversation with an assistant or the boss as I'm running out. That's what I mean. As I said, a game of rugby's over in 80 minutes and I'm still here 3 hours later. I don't mind that, but when I'm then doing another 6, 7, 8 hours on top of that with the nest, it's a very long day.
The rule that I would change is there has to be a winner. There has to be a winner. You would play even in the regular season until there was a winner. No more ties during the regular season. No more ties. There has to be a winner. I mean, that's just my preference.
Well, that's the same. But what about? No, actually, no. No, I was just thinking. Sorry, I was just thinking and typing. I should never do 2 things at once. But what if it takes 4 hours to get a win? Back to my point about time. Okay, if you've got 4 hours, and admittedly, when I was in the city for that Seahawks game, we were there a few hours. And that wasn't a problem because we were celebrating a win. We went in for coffee, got to the stadium, grabbed our food, whatever.
Well, okay. But to me, a tie is like kissing your grandmother.
Oh, no, I totally agree. Yeah, no, I get it.
And the NFL is the only profession in sports that goes ahead and settles for a tie. Now whether you got
No.
Some different
rugby will settle for a tie.
Okay.
Unless it's
okay, we'll say as far as
we will settle for a tie after 2 periods of extra time. We will settle for a tie, but we have 2 periods like in hockey.
Mm-hmm.
We will have set periods of extra time, and if there is cricket usually we'll go for a win, but there have been cases of a tie, meaning a tied score and a draw where no result can be reached after 5 days of a test match. So, yeah, sorry, you didn't say American sport. That's why I'm going, no.
I didn't, and you're right, and I do give that to you. You do have you being yeah,
Yeah, no, no, no. You
way
meant
over
American. Sorry,
halfway across. Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I'm being
I
pedantic.
didn't make it, but
Yes,
even in hockey, in the NHL, don't they still got the shootout too? Even if
yes,
they,
that's what I
so
meant
you get
by,
the regular season, so you do got,
yes,
so
they do have the shootout. That's true,
now
yes.
one thing that is nice about hockey with like the point system, if you do play for to a tie, you still get 1 point, where the winner will get the 2 points, which can
Exactly. Yeah,
actually,
yeah, that's true.
so if you do get enough ties, that can help you in the points.
Yeah, and it very nearly did in the second round of the playoffs for the Kraken last year, because we beat the Avs in the first round, which everyone's like, what the hell, after the disastrous first year. Then Dave Haxtell takes us to the second round, and we lost game 7 by a one shot in a penalty shootout, I think, to go to the next. But we were all exhausted by then, and it was just like, yeah. Because I think then we would have had to try to win against Vegas, and that would not have happened for the Kraken last year. Would have been nice because we beat them twice. We beat them in the Winter Classic and in the regular season once out of 3. But Timothy, you need to go to bed, because I need to get dinner because it's 7 o'clock here, and you need to get some sleep. He's like, good God, you sound like my wife. Well, happy wife, Timothy.
Yeah, that's true. And I'm probably gonna go see I don't know what movie. Probably gonna go see some movie today too.
Yes, I'm hoping tomorrow I've got a fairly easy day, although I have a Nest stream going to see the new Despicable Me movie. If I get my work.
See what I do is I got over here. We got this deal where if I paid like $23 a month, and I get three movies a week.
Oh, nice! I've got that. I get half price tickets because I'm in the cinema, like the members club, and you get a free ticket on your birthday and things like that. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I just buy 2 of those things, one for me and one for my wife, and we can. And we don't use the 3 every week, but it's like,
oh no, it's nice to have it if there's something. I'm trying to think. The last movie I saw at the cinema was Oppenheimer.
Wow, that's been a while.
Oppenheimer, and I saw it 4 times in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, Oppenheimer, and before that it was Mission Impossible 7. Yeah, I don't go to the cinema. I stream a lot of movies, like on cable and whatnot, but I don't go to the cinema much. But my nephew very excitedly said that there was a new Minion movie, Despicable Me, and I have seen every.
I see.
I haven't seen it yet.
My wife loves Minions, so
I love the Minions too. I've got my whole collection in boxes out there, all my little like minifigs and things. Yeah, I love them too. So yeah, I might go and see that tomorrow, or because it's school holidays, so the cinema's open every day of the week. So I might try and do it this week. But yeah, all right, Tim. Oh, stop. No, as I said, if I'm breaking my jaw with a yawn, migraine incoming, and who's got time for that nonsense?
I don't mind making you yawn, but I don't want to have you get a migraine. No things ain't fun. No things ain't fun.
No, but actually, funny. As I said, I had a 3-week migraine, 3.5-week migraine, and one of the fellows I work with at Migraine Australia said, "What are you complaining about 3 weeks?" I've had the same one for 14 years, and I've just gone,
Okay.
okay, I'll shut up now. Yeah.
Yeah.
My
But
longer,
you know what might help your migraine though? When the Lions knock Caleb Williams on his ass.
not listening to your nonsense dissing my Seahawks and my boy Caleb.
Hey,
Oh, that's
hey, he just went. I mean, you just gotta go ahead and blame the damn Panthers, because if the Panthers wouldn't have been the damn worst team in the league, then they would have got Caleb Williams, and I won't care.
Yeah, no, I am not
But Caleb Williams going to an NFC North team, the more that guy is on his ass, the better it is for the Lions.
No, that
and
was
you should be able to relate to that, because you being a Seahawks fan,
yes, that is true.
you know, is whoever is your rival, you want their quarterback knocked on his ass.
Oh, that would be. Hang on.
What would you have done if Caleb Williams would have went ahead and played for the 49ers? You would have not wanted Caleb Williams knocked in his ass.
Well, Brock Purdy would have been QB1, I would have thought. Please.
Not if Caleb. Not if the 49ers would have been bad enough
no way, bloody no one with a 49ers.
Are you trying to tell me that Brock
Purdy
is
the
better
Niners
than
would have
Caleb
changed
Williams?
for Caleb?
Hell no. Caleb Williams could wipe off Brock.
Caleb Williams is a 49er. I would have gone and murdered him. There.
Yeah, see, so don't get on me. See, listen to it. Megan.
Listen to
if Caleb Williams would have been 49er, she would have murdered him. So I just want Caleb Williams not in. I don't give a shit crap about. I mean, heck, Michigan quarterback goes ahead and plays for the Vikings. I want him knocked on his ass.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Now, if my wildest dream came true and we somehow got Caleb in Seattle and he's playing that night, we play you.
What do you? I want Caleb Williams now.
Okay, so just across the board, it doesn't matter who he's playing for. You just want him on his ass.
Well, okay. I don't care what quarterback it is. If they're playing my Lions, I want them knocked on their ass. Okay.
Yeah.
But if they're the ones that are in my way for my team to go ahead and get to the Super Bowl, if it's Jordan Love, if it's McCaffrey, if it's McCarley, if it's Caleb Williams, if it was even Justin Fields, I don't care. If they're in my way, I want them knocked on their ass. And I don't care what team it's doing. Because, like you are a Seattle fan, all right, he's in my way. He's in my division.
That's fair. Any quarterback in Brock Purdy, I don't just want him knocked on his ass. I want his head knocked from his effing shoulders. Please and thank you to all teams that play the 49ers.
And you know, if Caleb Williams goes ahead and gets knocked out for his the first game of the year,
who's your quarterback this year?
Same one that was last year.
Which one? Jog my memory. I don't pay attention to teams. I don't.
Jared Goff.
All right, I want Jared Goff kneecapped, ankles broken. No, actually, I like Jared. It's just inconvenient that he's on the Lions because I have to hate him. No, I don't have to. I choose to. There is a difference.
Okay. So what's your guys' quarterback's name?
Which one? We have two. We have Geno Smith.
Whichever one is playing the most, just go ahead and take their.
It's going to be Geno, but I see Sam getting at least a quarter.
I mean, if
don't start on me, kiddo.
Hey, because you got the war going between us, so whatever quarterback, I mean,
take us. Hold my coat can, dear. I have not started on your quarterback this year. There'll be time for that when the season starts, my brother, but No,
Uh,
I can even see, to be brutally honest, because I am a big Sam Howell fan, him getting more games than Gino. I don't mean that in any way to lessen Gino, but I'm not going to be surprised if that happens.
mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be brutally honest about Howell at the Commanders. He sucked there because the team sucked. Is he going to suck that badly again? No, no. And I'm not saying that just because he's coming to Seattle. Any player, no matter how good, Jared Goff at the Commanders is going to suck. I mean, you talk about the team that's going to be in the dumpster fire this year with the Steelers? Commanders, count on it. Which sucks because Bobby Wagner is there now.
Yeah, you're right. I did wake up there.
Yes, I said the naughty Seahawks are going to put Goff on his ass thing, and I stand by that because I'm going to enjoy winning this year. I'm going to enjoy.
Oh no, I'm going to enjoy. I'm going to enjoy.
I'm
going to enjoy. Finally winning. Finally.
As I said,
I'll give you guys credit.
As I said, this will be the year, if you're going to do it, that you will do it. I'm firm in that. If you are going to beat us at any time, which this year when we're still working things out, because when do we have you? Week 4.
Yeah.
So it'll be just when I think. And we've got you at home, at your backyard.
At our place, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. Is that the first road trip for us? No. Is it? Where are we? Hang on.
Yeah, I got the line schedule up here. I don't got yours.
No, I know. I'm just looking. Okay, so we've got the Titans away in preseason, Browns at home. I had all of this written down, but I threw out the piece of paper. Hang on. Where am I looking? Lions at Seahawks. Yeah, so we've got you at home.
You're at Ford Field. And actually, this is like the 3rd year in a row it's been in our home at Ford Field.
Yeah, because it was Ford Field last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ford Field last year, and I think it was Ford Field the year.
Yeah, so you beat us.
But the year, I know there was one year where you, I mean, you guys had that miracle field that.
Yeah, there was that.
We can stop one damn play, one damn offensive play of you guys. A couple years ago.
Last year?
Last year you guys did beat us pretty good. I think.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, last year, and
yeah, sorry, that's what you're saying about this is the year we're going to beat you. Yeah, don't hold your breath, sunshine. If Tim goes to bat, that's going to be that's going to be Tuesday for me, I think. Yeah, Monday night, Tuesday morning. So I'm going to do an online food shop that day because if we win, I want to take the piss out of you so badly, and you best believe I'm going to find you, Timothy.
Oh boy, I got put in for a vacation day that day. so
no, he's like, if you win, if the Seahawks win, you're not going to see me for 6 months. Yeah. and I will still be remembering going, coward. But then conversely, if you win, I'm not going to be seen for dust either. So all right, guys, I've got to go and get.
Yep. Thank you, Megan. Thank you.
It's good to see you, Tim.
It's good. It's definitely good to see you. And man, the more Caleb Williams, Sam Howell, and also the other guy. on your team.
No, the other guy. Oh, let me think. Hang on, Tim. Let me jog your memory. Let me think. Gino Smith.
Geno Smith, yeah,
That one.
Geno Smith. Somehow they both get knocked on their ass. That's fine with me too.
Hey, as long as Jared Goff is decapitated by a Seahawks fit, either a
What were you? Decap?
No, I am talking decapitation and kneecapping, my friend, at least. Because then to answer Grandizer's question, if that doesn't happen, we riot. We burn down Ford Field. That works for me.
Wow!
Wow! Feel the love in the room now. So you take the piss out of my quarterbacks. It's on, Donkey Kong.
Hey, you're the one that made it personal between team.
Oh, darling, you think that's me?
Team quarterback. I mean, I was going against Taylor Williams because he was, but you made it. Would you
like tissues for your issues, my love? If you think that's me being personal about my quarterbacks, oh, darling, you've not seen anything. I spelt St. Margaret. Grant, there is so Megan is the Welsh form of Margaret, which is the form of Mary, Jesus's mother, which is my name and my grandmother's name and my mother's middle name. So yeah, so that's
so that just kind of proves. So you've been praying every time you guys play us. That's why you've been beating.
Well, I am.
Now we know.
No, you see, I go to church every week, or most weeks, not every week, and said, listen, if that Tim fellow from Detroit just sends a prayer up, JC, can you tell your father not to listen to him because he's a Lions fan? He'll be praying for a Seahawks loss. You know, I'm the patron saint of 12s.
Not the 12s are patron saints. OMG, talking about blasphemy.
Hey, no, hang on. Timothy, how many disciples did Jesus have? Oh, let me think. It was 12, wasn't it? So Jesus.
Remember, one of them was a devil and a betrayer.
Yeah, no. Fair.
But one of them.
Very fair. Very fair. That means
Judas. Judas.
Judas.
So really, you should be the 11th instead of the 12th.
Yeah, but so
I know.
Judas. Hang on. Judas, who was one of the 12, yes, devil, absolutely. So that means he was a Lions fan then?
No, because he betrayed his own faith, not the faith.
He betrayed the 12s, but then we replaced him with another, which was Simon, which is my brother's name. So we still go back to 12. So, you know, Jesus was a Seahawks fan, right? and the friend I saw, the priest friend of mine said, oh, so Jesus was a Seahawks fan. I sort of looked at him half asleep, said, what do you mean? And he said, well, there were 12 disciples, weren't they? What did you learn at Catholic school? There's 12 disciples.
I agree with you, Brenton Grinder. That's blasphemy.
It's blasphemy against Judas, who, as Tim rightfully said, was the devil and took the blood money for betraying Christ. So, yeah, calling him a Lions fan really isn't fair to him, is it? Game on. Timothy, I have 2 words for you, my brother, before I leave, because it is now 7 p.m. and I need dinner. Game on. See you in week 4.
Oh, week 4. It's on. My team better. You know what? It's going to be 3 years. It's going to be 3 years of finally the Detroit Lions.
It's going to be another 3 years of me laughing at you going, and how well did that Seahawks loss go for you again this year, Tim? All right, guys. Grant, I do go to confession regularly, not every day, and I do pray the rosary every day. So, yeah. So, actually,
we all see why she needs to.
I'm friends with you, Tim. I'm friends with you. That is,
Yeah.
you know, hang on, gents. Before I go, they say God created man in His image. We hear that all the time. I'm looking at you, Tim, thinking, how screwed up is God really? Farewell.
You're just
And on
wrong.
that note, I'm
You're
out.
so wrong in so many
It's
ways.
so wrong,
You are
so
so wrong.
nasty, and
No,
so true.
yeah.
All right, guys, I do have to go. It's great talking to you again.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's great.
yeah,
Yeah.
and the Lions went, really? The Christians. So you're not giving, so Romans, you're not giving us yourselves.
We just went ahead and put you just like Daniel on the Lions den.
Have you, hey, speaking of that, have you boys seen Gladiator? Yeah, how'd that end up for the Romans? Just saying. But I do have to go, Tim. Great to see you, Grand.
You know what? You said that a half hour ago and you're still here. What the hell?
I know. Grand keeps breastfeeding.
We just keep on rolling you back in, you know. I mean, you know,
it's like he pulls me back in.
Yeah, you know.
You need to get to bed. Hey, one phrase for you: happy wife, happy life. You might need to go and make that happen. But no, it's great. I was thinking of you the other day too, that I needed to catch up with you, Tim, and I'm so glad I had some time to and while wearing my Seahawk sweatshirt and my hoodie, which I
you mean Seawaddle? Seawaddle?
I got
I
got your sea chickens right here, brother. All right.
I kind of seen that, you know. I kind of seen that.
There
was no buddies right there, you know.
It's really. I might need to wash my hair. My head's itchy. Tim might need to read between the lines.
It's probably the bats that are flying around in here because we know you're going batty. I've
just spent how long talking to you and Grant? Explained so much. Grant, it's 7 p.m. Sunday night here. So yes, good evening to you. Hooroo to you. And Timothy?
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. And you have a great one.
You too. Take care.
It's on the fourth game of the year.
Which is the 18th of August, which we remember because it's my father's birthday. So yeah, easy one to. Oh no, sorry. No, that's the Dolphins game. Sorry, no, 23rd of September.
Mm-hmm.
Right. See you then. No, see you before that. Maybe. I don't know. Good Lord.
Thanks for the warning.
Yeah, he's like, thanks for letting me know. I'll make sure I'm out of town. So will I.
Jim's phrase used to be, thanks for the warning. I'll see you later.
Thanks for the warning. Or as I say to my mother, oh, you want to come and visit? I'll make sure I'm not home. That's horrible, and I shouldn't be like that to my mother. But if you've met my mother, you will understand that. You haven't? Consider yourself
lucky. Anything like you, we know. No.
Actually, you should be very frightened because I am more like her than I care to admit.
Oh, okay.
All right, Tim. Take care, bud.
Yeah,
talk soon.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks a lot, Megan. All right. Well, now I can rest. It was real nice talking to you again, Granddaddy's a 12. And also thank you, Detroit fan, man. And thanks anybody else too. Really been great. All right, let me see how we can meet you, brother. Invite her on here next time. Yeah, I will for sure. Hee. Wow, 3 hours. That was holy cow, where did that time go? Hell no. Okay, this is definitely PG-13 here. You know, it's not a G audience show. Hell, Do they know? Oh boy! And of course, we just got to knock Gino Smith and Sam Howell, and also Caleb Williams on their ass. And I know Megan would agree there. No, it didn't feel like it. It did. It sure did. Yeah, and it has been too long since I've been on here for sure. But I plan, and I know I said this before, but I plan on being on here a lot more now, especially since uh, I like you guys. I went to that to my worst enemy. Whoa. Ah, oh boy. Wow. Oh man. I tell you, I wish I could retire from work, but I can't yet. Alrighty. Yeah. Thanks to anybody who's been watching, and maybe when we the Lions beat the Seahawks this time, when the Lions beat the Seahawks for the first time in probably like the last 3 times, because it's the Lions are due. I know you guys. I know the Seahawks have had our number, and they have. I mean, but we're going to be. We are a different defensive team this year. So, not that the Seahawks are slouts, because I'm going to give them credit. I'll give credit where credit's due. You know, the Lions need to show up. The Lions need to open up a can of whip ass. Can't open up a can of whip ass and knock some Seahawks on their ass. Or shoot them out of the sky. Whatever you want to call it. But it's just that your team's in my way that day. And we really need to win. I need to take that again off. All right. So, maybe even later on tonight, I might come back on again. Uh, but until then, I am going to close this down. I need to get a couple hours sleep at least. Uh, been real nice talking to you, Megan and Grandizer, and also, like I said, Detroit fan man. Uh, take care. This is Maniac Tim with Maniac Sports and Entertainment. Uh, Show signing off. Who knows? And as you see, this is, I mean, yes, 100% Lions fan, but we'll, if somebody wants to come in, be a guest on my show and wants to talk about your team, this is Maniac Sports. I open it up to, to talk about all teams, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, Green Bay. Yeah, even if you're a Green Bay fan, I'll let you guys come on. But, uh, well, I'm sure I'm probably, well, bed for one. uh, but on top for your day time. For my day, Tim. Okay, just add an E to my name. Uh, I know I'll probably go see some movie today. If there, but I, there's a baseball game, I might check that out. But of course, getting a few hours sleep is. What about you, Grandizer 12? What what you got planned for today? God darn it! Excuse the yawning, people. All right. Well, I do think I'm gonna. Yeah, 5:11 in the morning here. So Yeah, I do need to get some sleep. We'll talk to you guys later. Um, One of the news is that I did see though is that Comedian Sue did say how he really feels about the Dallas Cowboys because on how they always get away with murder against the Lions. I was going to do laundry today, but I have to get it organized, and now I have just feel like chilling. Oh, that's cool. Sometimes you just got. I mean, you'll have to get it done sometime, but sometimes you may take a nap. Yeah. So what time is it over there now? I forget. I know you're more towards the West Coast. Yeah, I see that. That's great. That is great, and it's all on Tim's Maniac Sports. Um, I definitely would encourage everybody to also not only sign up for Tim's Maniac Sports, but also Maniac Sports. It's just because eventually I might need to go totally to well, I'm always going at least unless I lose total access to because right now I cannot get to my dashboard on 10th Main Exports. 212. Oh, wow, so we're like 3 hours ahead of you guys because it's 512 now here. But yeah, the nights. Oh man, the day's catching up to me, so I do need to get some sleep. Uh, Take care, everybody. Thank you guys, and you guys all have a good one. We didn't even talk about monsters and cryptic today. Michigan Dogman and Michigan Fat Man. Yeah, we did it. But right now, the second one I got is starting to go, so I do need to. But we will talk about it. I'm definitely going to try to be on again Monday morning, sometime. You know, definitely it'll be because it's already Sunday, so it may be Monday. Sometime after or probably sometime after midnight or something today. So I will be back on. It's been great. All right, so take care, everybody. There's a couple people that I'm working with. There's one of my friends. I'm going to that's actually learning to be a wrestler. Um, he's taking he's at work and he's taking wrestling classes and stuff like that. I'm going to get him on here on show one of these days, for sure. But until then, we will see you guys next time. This is Maniac Tim with Maniac Sports and Entertainment. Everybody have a great day. Grand guys as well. Uh, Enjoy yourself chilling. Good luck with the laundry sorted if you do. Um, but until next time, and I promise it won't be so long. This is Maniac Tim. Um, have a great one.